Yo, what's good? What's good? We back. Can't believe this is the end, man. That's wild. Why are you guys saying where am I from? Where am I? Guys, if you have Talk Internet, it's time to upgrade, okay? Hey guys, hello, hello, hello. Welcome back, welcome back. Final time, Jonathan, for real, man. Yogi Babu. Hey Isabel, how are you? Hey Audrey. Aisha, what's up, Safa? Sirianshi, I'll try my best. I'll try my best. Welcome, guys. Welcome, welcome, welcome to the stream. Hopefully, you guys, hopefully the first two papers have been blissful for you. Going through paper 3, the final one. Just as a note, some of you guys were asking, this is specific to the topics that have not come up in the EDEXCEL paper. Okay, maths is maths, but I'm going to be covering specific topics that have not come up in the first two EDEXCEL papers. Unfortunately, I am one guy, guys, so I can't go through every single exam board. So I'm going to be focusing on EDEXCEL. But like I said, maths is maths, so it will still be relevant for everyone. EDEXCEL paper 2. I have seen all the papers, guys. So far, if I'm going to give an honest evaluation of the first two papers for the EDEXCEL papers, it's been quite standard, if I'm honest. There's not been anything crazy. They've not asked anything out of the ordinary. So yeah, maybe paper 3 will be harder than the first two. You never know. Maybe they'll just make them all quite standard, all right? So yeah, guys, before we make a start, if you don't know me already, I'm wearing the same jumper, by the way. I wear the same clothes every day, I can't lie. They were easy. So if you didn't know already, guys, my name's Neil Trivedi. I'm a head of maths at MindSpace. I'm a fully qualified teacher, over 9 years of teaching experience. And there are my academics. I have done a maths degree and I'm a bit of a maths geek, if I'm honest. So yeah, enough of all that yap. Guys, if you do have friends taking the same paper as you, most likely share it with them. We're all in this together. High School Musical and that. So yeah, just share them the link. And I'd appreciate if you guys hit the like button. It helps out my YouTube channel a lot. Love for that. Love, love, love. It is subscribe only mode. So if you are watching and you can't type, make sure you're subscribed and refresh the page. And then you'll be able to comment. And yeah, appreciate that. Thank you very much. So the first thing that I noticed that hasn't come up for EDEXCEL is fractional indices. Okay, so we're going to cover a little bit of that. The workbook is in the description, by the way, guys. So make sure you download the workbook and you can follow along with me, innit? So 16 to the power of 3 over 2, what are we saying? Nice. Milk in the bag. Zara saying 64. So guys, we should all be putting the answer in the chat. I'm assuming you guys have been doing mad revision so far. Okay. So this question here should be light work. So everything here, it's a revision session. I shouldn't really be teaching you at this point. All right. So the denominator tells you which root you're taking, and the numerator tells you which power you're taking, which repeated power you're taking, or repeated multiplication. Now here we're taking the second root. Guys, you always want to make the number smaller before you make it bigger. So we're going to root 16 first, which is 4. So that gets rid of that. And then we have cubed. 4 cubed is 64. Okay. Now, something like this, guys, to come up in a calculator paper, they'll want you to show every single step. Okay. Obviously, yeah, you can just type this in your calculator. But in exams, they can be cheeky in that. And they can say, look, you need to show each step of your work in. All right. But they can also do things in other contexts, which I'm going to show you in the next slide. All right. What about the next one? What we got there? Eamon, 1 over 32. Incredible at stuff. Yo. And even if it was a just type in your calculator situation, guys, yeah, you can just see if you can type it properly in the calculator. Yo, Travis Scott, what are you saying? So same thing again. The 2, we're going to root that. That becomes 2. Root of 4 is 2 minus 5. That's done. Then I'll do 2 to the power of 5. 2 to the power of 5 is 32. That's dealt with. Then that negative, we obviously have to make sure we keep the 1. Yeah, minus x means minus 1x. Now, negative powers means means flip the fraction. Reciprocate. J. Cole, flipping like reciprocals. So that's 32 over 1. You flip it, 1 over 32. All right, good stuff. Trust me, J. Cole. What about the next one? So right now, we're just warming up our brains, all right? We got some mad questions coming up today. Yo, Amber, for ninths, so I'm going to cube root first. Yes, that tells you which root you're taking. You're saying what multiplies by itself 3 times to give you 27 over 8. Well, for 27, it's 3. And for 8, it's 2. Okay. By the way, I saw this. Do any of you take Spanish GCSE? I saw on TikTok someone uploaded like Spanish exam in the hall, and then they just started making zoo noises or something. Like, does anybody know what that trend was about? I don't know. It was really funny, but I don't know what that was about. Why they were playing zoo noises. I don't know if the speaking exam was. It was hard, Hashim. Hunk extrapolate. Raise, because listenings are so hectic. Oh, okay, that's what it was. Okay, then dealing with the squared, we have 9 over 4. So that's that bit. Then we have negative 1. Then power negative means flip. J. Cole, flip the fraction. Good stuff. Finally, what's up? Zip, zap, zack. We sin. It's good of you guys to take some time out of your day watching Peppa Pig to do some mathematics. Can you guys tell me what this simplifies to first? So this is a classic example. They can ask this in a calculator exam and they'll say, look, you just type the whole thing in your calculator, innit? Yo, Rossino. Minus 3 over 2. Peppa Pig in that. That's crazy. Yo, Sabiha. Josh, Spanish was not easy. Hey, I'm telling you guys, learning a language is not easy. Que pasta. So here I'm going to cube root. So we have 5 over 4. Yeah, the cube root of 125 is 5. The cube root of 64 is 4. Then we have that minus 1 times. Here I'm going to root the 4 and the 9, 2 and 3. They are minus 3. I'm then going to cube these. We can flip this. What languages do I know? I know French. Dzień dobry. Shout out to my French. And then here, which one do I want to do first? Doesn't really matter. I'll just cube it. So cubing it, we have 8 and 27. And then we have minus 1. And then we have reciprocate, all right? So 4/5 times that. Yeah. And then that simplifies very nicely, doing some cross cancellation. My Italian's very good as well. Cefaci. Dividing both of those numbers by 4. We have 27 over 10. Okay, so that's our warm-up done. A little bit of multiplying by fractions and all that stuff, okay? Now, let me show you guys some great questions that could come up in the calculator paper, and it's to change your basis. Find x in the following, okay? So here you can't just type things in the calculator. Do any of you guys know how to solve a problem like this? How would you solve a problem like this? Maka, we sim. Yo, Zachariah, Neil, my queen. Zara, good. So Sal squared, use logs. Now, in GCSE, we don't use logs. Okay, so the way we do this is we rewrite it so that everything is the same base. Okay. Now, some of you are saying make it all base 2. That's correct. They can all be written as 2 to the power of something. However, you can write them all as base 4 as well. So 16 is 4 squared. But what is root of 4? 4 to the power of what is root 4? Jess, if I did not simplify, would I get the marks for the question? No, you would not. Not in that context. Sometimes in probability they allow you, but that's mostly in non-calc papers. They're not that bothered. Arshin, good, a half. Okay. So guys, root. Yeah, remember what we said in the previous example. So what we did in the previous example helps us with questions like this. So the denominator tells you which root you're taking. And when you see root, guys, there's an invisible 2 that they don't write down. Okay. And this is multiplication. So when you multiply two numbers with the same base, what do you do to the powers? ZS, why is half my hand black? Is because I've got my Michael Jackson glove on, reducing the friction with my graphics pad. Okay, we add them. 2 plus a half, 2.5. I prefer to say 5/2. And there you go, guys. X is 5/2. Nice. Okay, now, part B. Clearly, we're going to write this as base 5, right? So we have 5 to the power of x is 125, which is 5 cubed. Now, I would do this in stages, okay? How would you guys rewrite the denominator? I just want to see what you guys would come up with. Can you tell me in the chat how you'd rewrite this? Top 10. How did I get 5/2? I did 2 plus a half. Yeah, so when we multiply two numbers with the same base, we add the powers. And that gave me 5/2. Architect, so good. That's how I'd write it first off. Maharshi, good. So now you guys can do it all in one go, like Leanne's doing. Or you could do it in stages, okay? So it's the cube root of 25. Okay, I'm going to do it in stages. And say the cube root of 25 is 5 squared. Okay. Then, remember what we said, guys. The denominator of a power tells you which root you're taking. So because we are doing the cube root, yeah, we're doing a cube root, that is power 1/3. Okay, so cube root means power 1/3. Can you see the 3 in the denominator? So that means cube root. So we have 5 squared to the power of 1/3. Okay, now you have to make sure you maintain a bracket. Okay, like that. So that's the cube root of 5 squared. Now, guys, when you have a number raised to a power within a bracket raised to another power, what do you do to the powers? Safa, good stuff. Imani, good. Farah. Yeah, we multiply. Okay, so it'll be BC. So here we're doing 2 times 1/3. Okay, so 5 to the power of x is 5 cubed divided by 5 to the power of 2 lots of 1/3 is just 2/3. Okay. Now, guys, we are dividing two numbers with the same base. What do we do to the powers? Sophie B, am I lagging or you, Brev? That must be your talk internet, dude. Yeah. Okay, guys. Yeah, we subtract them. So you can type that in your calculator. It doesn't matter. At this point, guys, you are, what is it, ATP? At this point, you guys have full access to the calculator. So do what you want. What is that? 7/3, right? Come on. Still doing the butterfly method in 2025. So x is 7/3. Yeah, 5 to the power something is 5 to the power something. The powers must be the same. Okay. X is 7/3. Nice one, Dive. All right, next one. Aman, you've got Shell Internet. What is that? Shell's an oil company. Part C, what would you guys do first? Gap, little internet. Hey, yo. I've got my tuna smoothie with me, my tuna from Lidl and that. Come on. Sakuna -3? Where you get -3 from? Base 3? Imani, I know what you mean there. Harry Wood, powers of 3. I like that. Yeah, make it 3 cubed. I would actually, if you're rearranging for x, say, guys, what would you be doing first? Hashim, yeah, I'd add 27. So if you guys are rearranging for x here, you would move the 27 to the other side, right? Mill car. Good. And then, yeah, we would make it all base 3, right? Now, 27 is 3 cubed. And 9 is 3 squared. Okay. Can you all solve for x? I want to see what you guys come up with. Alex got minus 1.5. Times it. Use base 9. I mean, you can. You could say 27 is 9 to the power of 3 over 2. But not many students would do that. I'm seeing 1.5. Minus 1.5. I'm seeing some minus 4s. Minus 1.5. So there could be a reason why some students are getting a particular wrong answer. Remember we said we're multiplying these, right? So guys, you have to be very careful. We need to distribute the 2. So what a lot of students would do is they'll say this. Okay. Now guys, that is incorrect. Okay. Because you're doing 2 lots of x plus 3. You're doing the whole thing. So you need to make sure you maintain brackets. Okay, don't forget that. So we have 2x plus 6. So we have 3 to the power of 2x plus 6 is 3 cubed. Now we can equate the powers. So we have 2x plus 6 is 3. Okay. Now, easy peasy, squeeze the lemon. We're going to minus 6 from both sides. 2 eggs is 3 minus 6 is minus 3. Then divide by 2 on both sides. Boom. Nice! Yes, Fawaz, we sim. Okay. Kiddis, why do I laugh like a baby? I mean, I don't know what that even means. But I guess a laugh is a laugh, little bro. Okay, so that's change of bases, index rules, all of that good stuff. Now let's do a very interesting solving quadratics with the quadratic formula. So paper 2 didn't have any kind of quadratic formula stuff. So I'm going to go into what would be regarded as quite a tough 6-mark question, by the way, past paper question, to do with a pond and that. So the diagram shows a circular pond of radius r surrounded by a circular path. The circular path has a constant width of 2 meters. The area of the path is 1/8 the area of the pond. Calculate the area of the pond to 3SF. All right, guys, what would you do first? Give me some ideas. Is this my pond? This is my swamp. Me and Shrek. We're guys. Hallie, do we get that on the equation sheet? Do we get what on the equation sheet? Quadratic formula. They change every year. I think they do give it to you still. But hopefully by now we all know what the quadratic formula is. So yeah, here guys, it says the area of the path. So this is the path. That area is 1/8 the area of the pond. So we can work out the area of the pond. What would that be here? What is the area of the pond? Aztec, you would skip it. Never that. This is a 6-mark question. Very good. So here it's actually very standard pi r squared. Okay. But how do you work out the area of the path? So this is like where things start to get a little bit tricky. Shout out Run DMC. Ray. Okay, cool. Galois. Someone did mention who one of my favorite mathematician was. Galois is definitely one of them. So yeah, guys, we need to do the big circle minus the small circle. Okay. Now the big circle, we have to be careful about its radius. The radius is r plus 2. Okay. So the full radius here, guys, for the big circle is r plus 2. Okay. So we have pi r squared, but the radius now is r plus 2, squirt, minus the small circle, which we already know is pi r squared. Okay. Now, I said that the area of the path is, so equal to, 1/8 the area of the pond. Okay, so the path equals 1/8 area of the pond. Okay, so start plugging things in. So we have pi r plus 2 skirt minus pi r squared. You can already see how intense the algebra gets, right? Is 1/8 the area of the pond. Now, immediately when you see this, guys, what can we do? Hey, yo, Kiko, allow my boy Nightbot, man. Safa, cancel what? Now, kudos. I'm going to times by 8, but first thing, Leon, good, is cancel the pi. All right? So here, guys, can you see there's a pi everywhere? We can divide every term by pi, but alternatively, we just cross it off, okay? With these more intense questions, don't do too much in one go, okay? Now, the next thing that one student did say, kudos, is times through by a, because we don't like fractions when solving, all right? We don't like divisions. Okay, so we're going to times everything by 8 as well. Okay. Yo, Dogan, what are you saying? Times by 8, times by 8. Boom. So we have 8 r plus 2 squared minus 8r squared equals r squared. Okay. Next step, we're going to expand. All right. Can you guys expand r plus 2 squared? Ashton, Brooke was your old teacher and left you. I'm sorry for stealing the greatest physics teacher of all time. My bad, dude. My bad, my bad. Sorry, not sorry. She was the greatest. She is the greatest, you mean. This is present tense, okay? Okay, so guys, you can write this out twice. But otherwise, we're squaring the r. R squared. Then you multiply these together, 2r. Then you double it, 4r. Then we square the last number, 4. Okay. And then we need to expand the 8. 8r squared plus, what we got, 32r plus 32. Okay, what'd you guys notice here? Yo, Neil, what? Extrapolate. Ayo, nah, Tia, that's rude. You lot are missing out. Leon, good. So, Emily, good. So, the 8r squareds do cancel out. Amy, exactly. So, we're left with 32r plus 32 is r squared. All right, what do we do next? What do we do next? AC method, allow it. So yeah, we move everything to one side, yo Tanvir. We move everything to one side to make sure one side equals 0. Now, are we going to move everything to the right, Ronan Keaton? Or are we going to move everything to the left, Beyonce? Which way are we going to do it? Right, good. Yeah, so we're going to move everything to the right, Ronan Keaton, because that's the positive r squared, yeah? Okay, so all of these positive 32r's and the 32 on the left side will become negative on the right side. So we're going to have r squared minus 32r, then minus 32 is 0. Do you think this is going to be able to factorize? Yes or no? Do you think this is going to be able to factorize? Davinda? Nope. Good. Yo, Uma. The answer is no, because, you know, I mean, you can't fully tell, but the kind of giveaway is that they're saying 3SF. If did factorize, a lot of the time they would say leave your answer in terms of pi. So yeah, if you guys want to, you can complete the square here, but let's practice quadratic formula. So a is uno, yeah, the coefficient of r squared. B is minus 32. And your C term is minus 32. How many of you guys can confidently tell me that you would know what the quadratic formula is off by heart? Hey, yo, Sully, don't diss my boy Night Boy, yeah? Yo, do queer. I do. Okay, good. So, it's negative B. Yeah, negative B, so 32. Plus or minus root B squared minus 4AC. Now, an examiner's tip. How many of you guys know what you should be doing in your calculator first before you do anything? Nice, guys. Nice, nice, nice. Loving the enthusiasm. So, Maharsha, I'm going to show you exactly what you need to show. So, yeah, good. Guys, you need to type in what's inside the root. Yeah? Because examiners, I don't know why, but mark schemes, a lot of the time, they give you a mark for typing this in properly. It's a bit silly. But the game's the game. The more you know, the better, innit? All right. Boom. What is it? Minus 32 squared. Minus 4. Minus 32. We raising the grain boundaries out here. Shout out to all of you guys. 1152. Okay. All over 2. Right. Now we're going to type in both answers. So we're going to do 32 plus root 1152 over 2. About 32.97. Okay. So those of you saying 33.0, what do you guys think about that? Do you think that's a good idea? Do you think that's what we should be writing down now? I'm going to just check the negative one. Bro put the wrong thing in. 32 plus or minus root 1152 over 2. Did I? No. Because, guys, we need to find the area, right? Now, I'm just going to say as well, R has to be positive. Yeah, R has to be positive. Therefore, R can only be the positive one. Guys, you need to keep this answer because we're going to use it to find the area of the pond. Okay, we have to substitute it back in. So remember, guys, do not approximate anything until the end. Yeah? So don't approximate until the end. Now, you can store this value or you can use the answer button. Okay, so we'll use this as the answer button. So the area of the pond was pi r squared. So our area. I have no room, JC. Hey, yo, it's not looking good. So here, guys, I'm just going to use the answer button. Unz. All right, so pi unz squared. What's that? There we go. Do I use beard oil? Absolutely not, mate. Ain't nobody got time for that. So for free SF, 3420. I think that's good enough, right? Meters squared. Okay. Isn't the formula wrong? What about my formula is wrong? Minus b plus or minus root b squared minus 4ac all over 2a. Okay. Long question. Yeah. I've modified it slightly, but it was a 6-mark question. Okay. All right. Next one. It's minus 32. Yeah. That's what I did. Okay. Next one. Linear sequences did not come up. So I'm going to do an interesting question. Not just a basic look here, 5 terms. What's the nth term? So in this question, it says the second and fifth terms of a linear series are 13 and 46. Find the common difference. Okay. How would you guys do this kind of problem? So the second term is 13. And the fifth term is 46. 11. Could be. Isabel, so we definitely do 46 minus 13. But what we divide it by is not 2. So we want to work out what the sequence is going up by. So we can say to go from 13 to 46, what do you need to add? Well, you just take them away, right? So 46 minus 13 is what, 33? Then how many jumps do you go to go from the second to the fifth term? How many individual jumps do you go, guys, from the second to the fifth? Okay, so it's more simple than some of you guys are making out to be. It's just 3. Yeah, to go from 2 to 5, there's 3 jumps. So here's one jump that will take you to the third term, another jump to take you to the fourth term, and 3 jumps to take you to the fifth term. Okay, so you just take them away. Okay, that's why I'm doing this question with you guys, so we don't make silly mistakes. Because in the exam, if they want to, they can say the 100th term and the 150th term, and then you're not going to do what I just did, right? So you just take them away. So 3 jumps, yeah, is worth 33. So 1 jump is 11 then. That's your common difference. So it's going up by 11, okay? So if it's going up by 11, what would the first term be then? So it's going up by 11. Sam, yeah, 2. So we're just going back. We're subtracting 11. Good stuff. 2. Nice one, Dave. Find the nth term. Okay, so our sequence at the moment, guys, is 2, 13, whatever. And it's going up by 11 each time. What's the nth term? Hat has said 11n minus 9. Ponty saying the same. Okay, so if it's going up by 11, guys, it is 11n. Yeah, so it is 11n. Then the fastest way to work out the constant is you just do the first term, subtract the common difference. So 2 minus 11 is minus 9. Okay, don't call it the 0th term. There's no such thing as the 0th term. Then to find the 40th term, what do we do? Tahira? I assume so. Yeah. Okay. Jalab, good. Yeah, we just sub in n is 40, good stuff. So we have 11 times 40 minus 9. 4, 3, 1. Sweet, mate. Boom. Quadratic sequences. Maybe they'll give you a pattern this time and not be boring and just give you a selection of numbers. It says, here is a sequence of patterns made from tiles. Draw the next pattern in the sequence and hence determine how many tiles there'll be in the 10th pattern. So I've obviously color-coded it, guys, with a purple or blue, however you see it, and gray tiles. Can you describe to me how the purple tiles will look in the next sequence? Unk. It's orange, Unk. Pranav, get out of here, man. That's blue, bro. VSP, good. So, pattern recognition, guys. They haven't done this kind of thing in a while, but you never know, yeah? So this is a 1 times 1. This is a 2 by 2. This is a 3 by 3. So the next one is going to be a 4 by 4. All right. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. Now, how's the grays going to look? Can you tell me in terms of vertically? So this is like 2, 2, 3. It looks like 2, 3, 3. Can you go, Gab? I see you. Crystal, exactly. Adil, can you tell me as a row? So 2, 2, 3, 3, 2, 3, 3. And exactly 2, 3, 3, 3. So we have something like that. So there's my gray. So this is my purple. And these are my gray sections. The next one's going to have 3. And 3 again. 3 again. Okay. Look at that beautiful picture, mate. I should have my own art classes. How many tiles will there be in the 10 pattern? So obviously I've kind of given it away that it's a quadratic sequence. Horror. Get out of here, mate. Peppa Pig watchers. All right. You Generation Alpha don't know what real art is anyway. What do you guys know? Gen Alpha don't know anything about art. But anyway, Neil does scribbles. Hey, yo, James, Neil does art for real, man. For real. So there's 3 here. How many's in this one? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. And then Tolu, don't know what you're on about. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. How many are in the last one? Helping me out. Help me out. Don't disrespect Unk. Tough crowd. Okay, so I'm seeing a lot of 27. So let's see. So this one is we are adding 6. Then here we are adding, I'm bugging, 8. So then here we'd be adding 10 for real. So 27, good. Now to find the 10th pattern, guys, there's no way I am doing the sequence over and over again, yeah? Let's find the nth term. So to find the nth term for a quadratic sequence, we notice that the second difference is the same. Okay. Now quadratic sequences are in the form of an squared plus bn plus c. All right. Who remembers what the second difference is equal to? What is the second difference equal to? Archie, that is what we're going to do. Because it's equal to what? Nice, guys. 2a. Okay. And that a is related to the coefficient of n squared. Okay. What about the first difference? What is that equal to? In terms of a and b. Janisan, good. 3a plus b. Giovanna, good. Okay. So always remember, guys, that the coefficient is always with a. Okay. It's always with a. And then finally, this number is equal to what? Yoti. Ishraga, good. A plus B plus C. All right. Right. And I proved that on my channel. If you guys search up my quadratic sequences. Okay, cool. So what's A equal to then? If 2a is 2, plays things. You saw the video. Okay, nice, nice, nice. You've been doing your revision. Okay, good. 2 times a number is 2. So that number is 1. Okay. Then if 3a plus b is 6, guys, what is b? What would that be? Okay, cool. So we have 3 times 1 plus b is 6. So we have 3 plus b is 6. 3 plus the number is 6, b is 3. Good stuff. Okay. Well done to Zach, who's been saying this for the past 5 minutes, apparently. And then we have a plus b plus c is 3. So what's the value of c, guys? By the way, just to stop spamming, guys, I'm just going to add a cheeky small slow mode. Some of you guys take it too far, man. Got like, well, we call that trigger finger. Okay, so I'm seeing -1. All right, so we have 1. B is 3. And then we just have C is 3. Unk, you trying to play Fortnite? Brev. I play real games, yeah? So we're gonna -4 from both sides. C is -1. There we go. Okay. So what we got? Our quadratic is an squared. So 1n squared, which is n squared. B is 3. N -1. So to find the 10th pattern, all we're going to do is sub in 10. What does that simplify to? Nimra, I do play COD. But you guys should not be. What are you guys, like 8 years old? You should not be playing COD, okay? 129, is it? Yeah, it makes sense. Alright, let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Alright. Appreciate you guys. I'd really appreciate if you hit the like button. Helps me out a ton. How many marks is this question in the exam RP? We've done quite a lot, but overall probably about 5 marks. Okay. Do I play GTA 6? For sure, for sure. Next thing that they haven't done is perpendicular lines and circles. So this is quite an hefty question. It says the diagram shows a circle, x squared plus y squared is 100. The circle has tangents at A, 0, 10, and B, 8, -6. The tangents meet at the point P. Find the coordinates of P. So quite an intense question. There's a lot that's going to go into this. I need a plan. If you want to work out P where lines meet, what are you going to need to do here? Trust me, Eunice. Nice, Ray. So you guys are right, Lau. You are right. So Sai, good. Now, guys, with these really large questions, you need to work backwards, okay? So, in working backwards, when we say lines meeting each other, that is simultaneous equations, okay? So, sim equations. Now, to use simultaneous equations, we need the equations of both lines, okay? Now, what you should notice that this line is horizontal, meaning it should be quite easy to write down what its equation is. Do any of you guys know what that equation is of that line? Nice, Kieran. It's a good spot. Pranav, good. Sully, nearly. Izzy, good. So guys, it is y equals 10 because remember, what you need to know from this is that the radius of the circle is 10. This is why there's a lot going on in this question. So it equals the radius squared. So this coordinate here is 10. And that's right at the top of the circle. So the tangent being horizontal is going to be y equals 10. All right. Okay, good. The next thing we need to do is we need to work out the equation of the tangent at B. All right. Now, what do you know about something to do with tangents to circles? And that is true, Farah. But even though it said A, 0, 10, if the radius wasn't 10, it wouldn't have been just right at the top. It could have just been the y-intercept was 0, 10. So good. So tangent meets radius at 90 degrees. Okay. So what we need to do is work out the gradient of the radius, aka the grad of the rad. Can you guys tell me what that is in the chat? Can you work it out? What is the gradient of that radius? Trust me, Bob Smith. Riley, and then we'll J. Cole it. Okay, I'm seeing -3/4. So you can even look at the diagram. You're saying, okay, you're going across here and then down. Because it's 8, 6, you're going 8 across and 6 down, right? But because it's 6 down, it's going to be -6. So the gradient, well, I'll do it like this. The grad of the rad is the change in y, but because you're going down, it's -6 divided by the change in x, 8, 8, -3/4. So because it's perpendicular, guys, what's the grad of the tang going to be? So yeah, here we're going to J Cole it. We're going to negative reciprocal. Yeah, flip the fraction. So it becomes 4/3. And then we change the sign on it. Okay, good. Now we need to work out the equation of the line. All right. So there's two ways you could do it. There's the y minus y1 is the gradient x minus x1. Or you can use y equals mx plus c. It's up to you, mate. Okay. I'll do both of them. All right. Come on, you're using y minus y1. That's good, dude. Yo, Parry, what's up? Welcome. So, the tangent goes through here with this gradient, all right? So we y minus the y coordinate. Now the y coordinate is minus 6. So it becomes y minus minus 6 is plus 6. Is the gradient 4/3 x minus the x coordinate of 8. Now those of you who do this method, what would you do next? Yo, Damoud. Nice, Pranav. So the next thing we would do is times everything by 3. Okay, so we would times everything by 3 to get rid of denominators. We don't like that 4/3, so that would go. So we have 3y plus 6 times 3 is 18 is 4x minus 32. And you just move everything to one side. Okay, I'll move everything here. So we have 3y. The plus 4x, when you move it to the left, is minus 4x. Then you're going to add 32, right? 18 plus 32 is 50. Okay. So there you go, guys. There's the two loins. Yeah, here and here that we're going to do simultaneous equations with. All right. Now, if you use y equals mx plus c, if any of you do A levels, you won't use this anymore. You'll use the one I'm using. But you would sub in the coordinate just like normal. So you would have y is the gradient 4/3 x plus c minus 6 is 32/3 plus c. Then you have to minus that over. Minus 6 minus 32/3 is c, which is minus 50/3 is c. You can see like there's a lot more working that goes into it. Ollie, which do I think is better? Definitely y minus y1. But it's all good. You guys can use whichever method you want. Okay. So using y equals mx plus c, this is the equation on the line. Okay. But going forward, guys, I'm going to... They're the exact same. So if you times through by 3 and move everything to one side, these are the exact same line. Just different form. Okay. Right. I love cats. That's a W name, by the way. 2010, you're saying it is. Okay, let's see. I'm going to continue with this. Yeah, let's do simultaneous equations. So if y is 10, I'm going to replace y with 10. So it's 3 lots of 10 minus 4x plus 50 is 0. So we have 30 minus 4x plus 50 is 0. 30 plus 50 is 80, minus 4x is 0. Just out of interest, what would you guys do first to solve for x here? Because I know what a lot of students do. I know what my students would do here. Hallie, yes. x1 and y1 are the coordinates that are given to you. There we go. MJ, good. So a lot of people would minus 80. That's completely fine. You would have minus 4x equals minus 80. But I like to make the x positive. Move it to the other side, becomes 4x. 4 times the number is 80. That number is 20, innit? Alright, nice one, mate. So, there's your answer. Y is 10, that's fixed. And x is 20. 2010. 2010. You guys weren't even born yet, right? That's crazy. Oh, well. Good times. Good times. Here's a big one. Here's another 6-mark question. Lily, why lying? Yes, we were. Why are you guys lying for? Oh, my days. Gen Alpha, man. Just making stuff up, mate. Just making stuff up. We were definitely born. Oh, it's not looking good. It's not looking good. All right, next one. Some of you guys trying to say you're 2009. Damn, you guys didn't even see Usain Bolt break the world record. Tough times, man. Tough times. But it's all good. At least you guys have fun watching Peppa Pig. So, bid mass and Quadratics. Express this crazy looking thing as a fraction in its simplest form. Okay, it's BidMass, right? What would you guys be doing first? How old is Neil? 54. Solitaire is violating. Yo. Okay, so we do what's inside the bracket first, all right? BidMass. Okay. All right. So we got to do the subtraction. All right. What do we need to do? We need to bring everything into one fraction, right? What would your common denominator be? Ayo, Farah, allow it. So Z, what would that be? Zara? Wait, hold on. What's that? Oh, you've done the first fraction. I'll do that in a second. Okay, good. So the common denominator, guys, is just a product of these two because they are not factors of each other. Okay, so we're going to multiply them together. All right. Now with the first fraction, yo, DW, yeah, that has x minus 3. It is just missing 2x minus 5. So we have to times top and bottom by 2x minus 5. And then for the second fraction, it's missing x minus 3, isn't it? So we have to times top and bottom by x minus 3. So now we have a common denominator. So we can start expanding. So we have 4x minus 10. Can you guys tell me what you would write down for the second part of this? What would you write over here? I want to check something. Rudo, 3x minus 9. Zara, minus 3x plus 9. Jasmine, minus 3x minus 9. I'm sorry, Miss Jasmine. Ooh, I am for real. Okay, so it looks like some of you are getting minus 3 minus 9. Some are getting minus 3 plus 9. Okay. Now, guys, you have to be careful about what this even says. It says negative 3. So when you multiply it in, it is minus 3 times x, which is minus 3x. And it's minus 3 times minus 3, which is plus 9. It is the most common mistake. Okay. But that's still a W because now you guys know that it's a very common mistake. Okay. And now we can simplify what's on the top. 4x minus 3x is x. Minus 10 plus 9 is minus 1 all over x minus 3 and 2x minus 5. Nice. So we've addressed what's over here. GG's. So we have 4x squared minus 25 over 5x squared plus 2x minus 7 times this. All right, what would you guys start doing next? Dots. Good. So factorize the numerator. What would the numerator factorize to? So Rudo, the reason we don't want to expand is because things may cancel still. Okay. And then, yeah, the denominator we definitely want to factorize as well. All right, good. So the numerator, guys, nice and simple, is dots, difference of two squares. We are going to factorize the denominator. Don't worry about it too much yet. Let me just move my calculator. Calculator is short for calc, by the way. We have this. So we have difference of two squares. We have this and this. What multiplies by itself to give you 4x squared is 2x and 2x, indeed. What multiplies by itself to give you 25 is 5 and 5. One has to be plus, one has to be minus. That's the whole point about difference of two squares, because there's no x term here, right? All right, nice. Now, the denominator is an interesting one, the way we factorize that. I have my suspicions about how it factorizes. I mean, even if I don't factorize it just yet, guys, what do you notice happens? Plays things. I'm going to use the oi oi method. But there is something we can do. I'm going to show you guys a cool trick. Hallie, nice. That's what I'm going to use. So, Zane, good. The 2x minus 5 does cancel. That's the first thing I notice. Now, if the examiners are being nice here, guys, I predict something else will end up cancelling. Do any of you guys think you know what will end up cancelling? Potentially. We're going to have to check it. But my suspicion is you guys are right. The x minus 1 is probably going to cancel with one of these. Okay. Okay. Because with 5x squared, yeah, we don't need to even think about this too much. With 5x squared, we know it's going to be 5x and x, right? Which just gives me vibes that, yeah, it's probably going to cancel with the x minus 1. Okay. I'm not sure, but we'll check. If I make that x minus 1, what needs to go here so that the product is still minus 7? What does that number need to be? Floof says 7. Okay, yeah, it does need to be plus 7, right? Because plus 7 times minus 1 gives you minus 7. But guys, we do need to check to see if it works. So I didn't even factorize it, right? I was just like YOLO. 5x times minus 1 is minus 5x. This gives us 7x, right? It works. Let's go. That gives you 2x, isn't it? Nice. That's a dub. All right. So the x minus 1's cancel. And then we're basically done, right? So on the numerator, what's left is 2x plus 5 over 5x plus 7 times x minus 3. And that's it. Okay. There's our answer, mate. There's our answer. A few of you guys will probably ask me, do you need to expand the denominator? What do you guys think? Yes or no? I knew it was coming. I knew it was coming. Not a. Am I the person from the ads? Maybe. The little ads, maybe. So the answer is no, guys. You don't need to expand it unless they ask, okay? Like, why waste your time? All right? Just leave it as it is. Okay, cool. You can do it. Just make sure you don't get it wrong. Now, guys, go to my first session, my first cram course. I do so many circle theorem questions, okay? So I'm not going to do many more. I'm not going to really do any more circle theorems, but very likely paper 3 at Excel is going to come up. I've done loads of proofs for you guys, yeah, in the cram course 1. I think Nick did more on cram 2. So can you guys just go through those? I'm not going to go for any more questions. I went through the hardest types of circle theorem questions already, okay? I'm going to show you how we can prove that the opposite angles in a cyclic quadrilateral add up to 180 degrees, okay? Do any of you guys know how we do it? Nice, Farah. We need to draw radii, okay? And we're going to use one other circle theorem. Sultan, good. We're going to split it. Do any of you guys know which other circle theorem we need to use to prove this? Which other circle theorem do we need to use? Beans, good. We're going to use the fact that angle at the center is double angle at the circumference. So I want you guys to draw lines BO and OC. Okay. You see I'm forming that arrowhead. That arrowhead. Yo, brass. Yeah, you see this arrowhead? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to let this be X. What would I need to show this is then? If I let that be X, what do I need to show about D? Jalab, it wouldn't. In this case, you need to use the other ones. So either, if you guys want to, there's two ways you can do it. You could let that be Y and show that X plus Y is 180. Or we could show that this is 180 minus X. Okay. So I'm going to say, it's up to you how you want to do it. I'm just going to say, let BAC back equal X. Yeah. Need to show BDC is 180 minus X. Okay. And it's very simple how we do that, because using what we were doing before, what must this angle be? Black. Shout out Nibot. My guy. Yeah, 2x, good. Okay. So we can say, in this case, it'll be the obtuse angle. So the obtuse, and I'm specifying that's the obtuse angle because of what I'm going to do next. So this obtuse angle is BOC. Shout out the Call of Duty map. BOC is 2x. Here we're going to say angle at center is twice angle at circumference. Okay. What do you think we're going to do next? What do you think we're going to do next? Archie, good stuff. So now we're going to work out the reflex angle of that, which would be 360 minus 2x. Waist. Nice. Okay. So the reflex BOC is 360 minus 2x. So here I'm going to say angles around a point. Add to 360 degrees. Okay. And then, what do you notice we're going to end up doing? A deal, good. Callum, you could say major, minor as well, for sure. So yeah, now we divide it by 2 because now we have the exact same situation. So here, guys, this angle is at the center, right? That come from these two. Yeah, this is the angle at the center. Is twice the angle at the circumference. Okay, so you need to be able to read that and say that this is half. Okay, so therefore, BDC is 360 minus 2x divided by 2 is 180 minus x. Okay, therefore, that's proved, right? So we have BAC plus BDC is x plus 180 minus x, which is just 180. And that's shown. Okay. Nice one, Dive. And that's how we do that proof. Like in the exam, probably like 3 or 4. 3 marks probably. Hey, yo, TikTok's bargain. Because I'm not looking behind me. How much can I bench, Hashim? 150 grams, mate. It's crazy out here. It's crazy. All right, sketching quadratics and turning points. They haven't asked this yet. How do we sketch the graph? How do we find turning points? What we're gonna need to do? Trust me, it's a lot of gains, mate. Appius, obtuse if it's between 90 and 180, which the obtuse one was. Reflex is bigger than 180. Good. We need to complete the square. All right. So to complete the square on this, what we're going to need to do first. You can differentiate if you want to. They would credit you if you do further maths. Not divide by 5, factorize 5. Now, guys, when we factorize 5, yeah, we only need to do it from the first 2 terms. So 5, lots of x squared minus 2x. Plus 7. Okay. Now you complete the square on what's on the inside. Can you guys complete the square on that? Kieran, yeah, you would get marks for differentiation. As long as you have a valid method for solving a problem, it's allowed. James, do I need the square brackets? The only reason I use square brackets is because here we're going to use circular brackets, right? So it's for us to visually see the difference between the two. Okay. Okay, I see somebody saying 1, 2. That could be correct, but I'm not sure. In terms of completing the square, we half the coefficient of x, so we have x. Here we open a squared bracket. You always half the coefficient of x is -1. Then you subtract this number squared. Okay, 1 squared is 1. Okay, plus 7. Then we need to expand the 5 in. All right. Laurie, is there a further maths cram course? There is not, unfortunately. There's not enough demand. Not enough demand. So 5 lots of x minus 1 squared. Then 5 times -1 is -5. Then plus 7. -5 plus 7 is 2. Okay. What is the turning point here then? Back to square one. What's that? Hey, Duque, you can learn how to differentiate. It's a very simple process. Manifa, good. So it's the negative of this number. Because to do transformations, f of x minus 1 moves to the right by 1. So it's 1. And then the plus 2 just moves it up. The 5 is just a stretch. Okay. So nice. There's your turning point. Another thing we need, guys, is the y-intercept. When you look at the original equation of the function, what is the y-intercept? It's very easy to spot it. Shikshika, good. Leon, good. Alex, good stuff. Panda, good. So the y-intercept, guys, remember, is when x is 0, right? So to find where anything crosses the y-axis, you just make x 0, which means all these disappear. You just write down what the constant is. And now with this, guys, this is enough information to see where the roots lie. Okay. So we have 1, 2, maybe like here. And 7 is over here. So you can see from this, guys, that the quadratic is going to have 2 positive roots. All right. Okay, so let's start drawing that. Now, how do I... Oh, that is a beautiful graph. Come on. Neil does art out here. Look at that. Now, respect it. How do you find the roots? What are you going to need to do here? Cold. Come on. Hey, yo, I'm going to hit up MasterChef after this. How is that 1, 2? Oh, yeah. Hey, yo, what? Hey, yo, nah, guys, I'm bugging. I just ruined my... That was the whole point of the question. 1, 2's here. Ayo, nah, I'm bugging. I was too obsessed with my graph. It looks like that. Ayo, it doesn't even have roots. Bro is so proud, but I drew another beautiful graph. Okay. There we go. It doesn't even have roots, so I've saved you a lot of time. Unk is onto nothing. Ayo, that's still a beautiful graph. I'll take it. I'll take it. So, guys, always do the turning point and y-intercept first before you waste time on the roots, okay? Students waste time on the roots, they realize you can't even find them, all right? Unk is tired. Too busy grinding camos on COD, innit? Van Gogh clears you, little bro. I taught Van Gogh, innit? The next thing that hasn't really come up is transformations of functions, okay? So let's just make sure we know how various transformations affect coordinates, okay? What does this function do as a transformation? Hey, Mohammed, what's up? Gab, trust me, Leonardo da Vinci. Toby, you would find the roots by making y equals 0 and just rearranging for x, or using the quadratic formula. Catty, good. 1 left. So remember, guys, when it's inside, so I did this in the first cram course, but if it's inside, yeah, the bracket affects the x values. It does the opposite of what it says. So we're minusing 1 to the x values, okay? So that means we're going this way. So we're going this way. Yeah, we're going left, 1. So in terms of the coordinates, guys, you would just subtract 1 from the x values only. Okay? The y values do not change. What about the next one? What does that do? What will the next one do? Panda, good. Shazab, Unc, teach me Urdu. Hanji. My Urdu is perfect, yeah? So yeah, it's outside of the bracket, so it's affecting the y values. It does as it's told, okay? So this means we're going down 2, okay? We're minusing 2 to the y, okay? Which means we're going down. Yeah, so we're going down 2. If they ask you to draw it, all right? So we're going to minus 2 to the y value. So here, this becomes 2 minus 1, 3 minus 2, and then you've got 4 minus 4, yeah? Now here's where things get interesting. Who knows what transformation this is? Hooray, of course, man. Of course. Official DS. Flex in the X. Nightbot is doing some work right now. Okay, good. So minus X is a reflection in the y-axis, okay? Now, the reason for that is what you're doing. So this is a very important transformation, guys, the standard one. So everybody write this down. Reflect in y-axis. Okay. Now, the reason for that is you're multiplying the x values by minus 1. Okay. So to get minus x, you're multiplying by negative 1. Okay. So this means you're timesing minus 1 to x. Okay. Dividing by minus 1, timesing by minus 1, it's the same thing. Okay. Which means all the positive x's, all what was a positive x becomes a negative x. So it's doing this. So all the values are doing this. So it's reflecting in the y-axis, okay? So if we multiply or divide the x values by negative, we have minus 2, 1, minus 3, 0, and then minus 4, minus 2, okay? And you'd be able to see that, for example, guys, if you have a coordinate like from before at 2, 1, if it becomes minus 2, 1, you can see how it's being reflected in the y-axis, right? So what do you think the next one is if the negative's on the outside? If it was on the outside. Musty, I forgot to do that line of symmetry on the last side. I'll go back. I must have forgotten. I kind of fused everything in one. In GCSE, they usually say sketch it, write down the line of symmetry, but I might have forgotten to do it. I'll go back. So yeah, this one's a reflection in the y-axis, okay? So I'm basically covering everything in terms of GCSE transformations. They wouldn't combine them. They wouldn't mix and match, yeah? So this is a reflection in the x-axis. All right? Now, the negative on the outside means you're timesing 1 to the y values, okay? So 2, 1 is becoming 2 minus 1. 3, 0 just stays the same. Why is that? Where is 3, 0? D2, good stuff. 3, 0, where is that? On 0, what do you mean? Not the origin. It's not on the y-axis. You're close. What's the only alternative? Monty, good. It's on the x-axis. So if you're reflecting on the x-axis, but 3, 0 is on the x-axis, on the mirror line, right? So it's not going to change. And this is going to become 4, 2. Okay. All right, good. So remember those two, guys. Very important. The next one is f of 2x. What do you think that's doing to the x values? Yo, Rehan, what are you saying? Sufyan, good. So we are halving x, okay? So it's saying 2x, 2 times x, okay? Well, we're doing the opposite. We're not multiplying the x values by 2. We are halving them. Okay, so we're actually dividing the x values by 2, which means we're multiplying by a half. Okay. In terms of a description, guys, what would you say? So if they wanted the official transformation, what would you guys say? You wouldn't say times half to x, right? What would you actually say? What is the actual transformation? Fortnite, Zorro, good. So it's an enlargement. Okay, so you enlarge Duque, good, by a scale factor of a half. Now, if it's only to the x-axis, you would need to say parallel to x-axis. Okay, so guys, you would say an enlargement by a scale factor of a half parallel to the x-axis. Okay, Bilal, you beat me on COD. Yo, what? So guys, this half all those x values. So 1, 1. Half of 3 is 3 over 2, or 1.5. Half of 4 is 2, and then minus 2. Why is it parallel to the x-axis, DGG? Because we're only multiplying the x values by a half, right? We're not touching the y. Okay. What does 3f of x do? Sims, I can assure you this is not further maths, my guy. Or my, not guy. Zara, I keep glitching. That's the talk internet you're using, dude. Okay, so here it's doing as it says, okay? So here, guys, we are multiplying 3 to the y values only. We're doing as it says, okay? So this is parallel to the y-axis, all right? All right, so we got 2. The y value is 1. Times that by 3, 3. Here, guys, this is, the y value is just 0, so it just stays the same. And here we get 4 minus 6. Final one, x over 2. What do you think that does? Got to change my Spotify playlist out here. What are we thinking? Let's play Inky Pinky Ponky. Inky Pinky Ponky. So yeah, we're enlarging by a scale factor of 2. So x over 2 means you're dividing by 2, right? So we're going to do the opposite of that. We're going to times by 2. Okay. So this, guys, is saying divide the x values by 2. We're going to do the opposite of that. We're going to times by 2 to the x values. Okay. Sab, do I play FIFA? I've not played FIFA since FIFA 13 or FIFA 14. I don't want to hear no unk chat. So we got 2 times. So we're multiplying 2 to the x values only. So 4, 1. 6, 0. And 8 minus 2. Hey, yo, what do you guys know about FIFA 14, man? You used to be able to just play with Lukaku and Rooney and just shoot from the halfway line, man, every time. It was good times. You guys don't know about the golden era of gaming, man. Golden era of, like, TV, games. Man, we used to have Art Attack, yeah? You guys now have just Peppa Pig, that's it. That's what you guys watch, man. Nathan, FIFA 11 was a great game as well. FIFA Street Bob Smith was a great game. That's like PlayStation 2 stuff, man. Coco Melon. Hey, yo, you guys don't know about Teletubbies. Why are you guys lying for, man? Hey, yo, you guys, Max, Ninjago. My GCSE students are a main course, so talking about Ninjago as well. I don't know what that is. I thought they were just trolling me, but it looks like Ninjago is an actual thing. Guys, I'd appreciate if you hit the like button. If any of you guys have just joined us, I appreciate it. Thank you, thank you. Ninjago, for real. Hey, yo, Beans, Crash Bandicoot, man. They have released a new Crash Bandicoot online, though. It's good stuff. So here's an interesting arc sectors, areas of non-right angle triangles all fused into one. So it says the figure shows, I guess it should be shows, a sector OAB with center O and radius 50. Inside the sector is a triangle ODC where OC equals OD equals 20. Given the arc length AB is 15 pi, find the shaded region correct to 3SF. All right, guys, what do we do first here? What would you guys do first? Lol trolley. Oh yeah, snake on the cheeky Nokia. I do have my Nokia phone on me. I was Harley. Black Ops 2 was a great game. Pain good. So the first thing, guys, is we can't do anything without the angle. Okay. So the angle theta is missing. Okay. What piece of information in the question have they given us that is going to allow us to work out theta? User, good. Trust me, Kieran. Feta cheese and that. The arc length, good. Guys, this is just standard exam technique. You always start with what is given to you. This is the most important piece of information. Okay. Okay. Now, we need to work out what fraction theta is out of 360. Okay. So arc length is what fraction is this sector out of a full circle, which is 360. What would we multiply that by? What would we multiply it by? So you can use pi d. I would refrain from using pi d just because we always use the radius with sectors, right? It's not a bad thing, but I would prefer it. Either, yeah, we use 2 pi r. So 2 times pi times the radius, which is 50, equals 15 pi. Okay. What do you guys notice you can do immediately? Immediately. We practiced this already today. Good. Cancel the pi. Okay. Now we can just type in the numbers. So 2 times 50 divided by 360. All right, let's do it, Mike. 2 times 50 over 360. 5 over 18. So you have 5 over 18 theta is 15. So you're doing 15 divided by 5 over 18. What's that? Because that's what we multiply, right? We're doing the opposite of that. Okay, it looks like theta is indeed 54 degrees. All right. Now that we know this is 54 degrees, what is your strategy going to be to find the shaded area? Okay, good. So here we're going to do the area of the sector. Yeah, area of the sector minus the triangle. Okay. So sector minus triangle is the shaded. Now for the sector, it's simple. We just do the exact same thing, but instead of using 2 pi r, we're going to use pi r squared, right? So we use 54 out of 360 times pi times the radius squared. What is the area of a non-right angle triangle? Palav, good. Money Unk, don't let the accent escape. What accent? Who says I have an accent? Elliot, good. Half A, B, sine C. Half, what are your A's and B's in this case? It is 20 indeed. Good. So your lengths on either side of the angle is 20 because I said it's an isosceles triangle, right? Now here, you can just type all that in. One of my biggest recommendations for you guys for tomorrow is make sure the top of your calculator says D. How about we all change our calculator right now so that it says D? Okay. Well done. Good human beings. We raising the gray bound. Whoa. We raising the gray boundaries out here, mate. Minus a half of. Oh yeah, I did forget to go back to the graph question, didn't I? I swear I'll do after this. Okay. Alex, yours has been on G. Nah, it should be on D. And you should get this answer. Pita Pro got the same thing. I love pita bread as well, you know. So 1020 centimeters squared. Another cheeky 5-mark type question. Okay. All right, there we go. There we go. Oopsie. Is paper 3 usually the hardest? No, we don't know. Unfortunately. Okay. This question, it did say to write down the equation of the line of symmetry. I missed that, sorry. Can you guys tell me what the equation of the line of symmetry would be here for this quadratic? Katy, how do you change it to D? You press shift. Press, oops, my thing's not on. You press the shift button. Press the shift button. Press the menu button and change your angle unit to D degrees. Yeah, good. So the line of symmetry is here, guys. Yeah, it's vertical and it goes through the x-axis at 1. Vertical lines x equals 1. Horizontal lines y equals whatever. Okay. Right. From the last session, guys, some free resources for you. Make sure you scan this. Yeah. No catch. Just scan it. Get your free resources. It's not just maths as well. It's all the sciences, I'm pretty sure. So yeah, make sure you guys... I'll give you guys a second to scan that. Break, please. Saded, how much on the paper did I predict last year? As in, nobody predicted anything, my guy. Don't let people scam you with predicted papers. Another big recommendation of mine, just having some tuna smoothie, by the way. You see the tuna in there? Don't let people scam you for predicted papers. There's no such thing as a predicted paper. Predicted papers are just an excuse for being lazy. That's all. Payne, I wanted it to 3SF. That's why it was 10:20. Ayo, Monty, we can have a little bit of a break, guys. Like 5 minutes or so. Maybe a little bit longer. If you guys have a question. JC, you love Huel. I can't lie, guys. Meal replacements, I'm not about it. Eat real food. Okay, not meal replacements. Yum. Tuna smoothie. Banging. Am I Gary Neville? What? That's like the the most random question I've ever heard in my life. Samira, have I done vectors? Not yet. I'm gonna do that later. I've got quite a lot of vector stuff. Just gonna take my hoodie off. Where am I from? I'm from a beautiful little village called Burnt Oak. If you guys have heard of it. Probably not. I don't know many people have heard of a place called Burnt Oak. It's a beautiful little city though. A little village, sorry. I definitely recommend you guys go and visit Burnt Oak one day on the Northern Line. So what equation line of symmetry like the question? Wait, what? Bilal, you're from Burnt Oak. That's crazy. You're from Burnt Oak as well? Nah, there's no way. Watling Avenue and that. Let's go. Watling Park. Do you know how much incredible things have happened in Watling Park? Ugh. London, yeah. Do I own any other clothes apart from my headspace stuff? Do I know Edgware? Of course I do. I was born in Edgware General Hospital. It's not a general hospital anymore. It's a walk-in center. It's not looking good for me, guys. Being born in Edgware Burnt Oak is it's not a flex, man. It's not a flex. 288 to Broadfield Estate. 288 to Queensbury Morrison's. Bro whipped out more my headspace kit. Hey, Rathor, vectors like geometric vectors didn't come up in paper 1 or 2. Abel, this is more specific to EDEXCEL. Bricky. I do, Travis Scott. I do know that school. I know many schools. Ain't nothing hiding the headset dent. Hey, allow it, man. Allow the headset dent. What tune shall I... This isn't some UK jams. Shout out to my old student, GU. He made a new tune called Sup Mate. Do you guys know about the artist GU? I used to teach him. Just admit I hate AQA. What? Why do I hate AQA? I don't hate AQA. Dominic, I swear Burnt Oak Leisure Centre, they were getting rid of it. Or am I thinking about the library? And also, guys, don't forget we have free cram courses for the other subjects as well. I don't know what's even left. Didn't you guys just have biology recently? Darren, I didn't times by 2 on the arc length. Salt and pepper. Temper tea next type. OG. They are getting rid of Burnt Oak Library. Has it gone? Eunice is GU. I used to teach him when he was just a GCSE student back in the day. He was a smart student. I think he got an A in his GCSE maths. Chem is Friday, physics on Monday. So that means the day before, guys, LaJoy will have a chemistry stream. Brooke will have her physics stream. So make sure you guys are tuned in for those. I can't remember which exam boards they are. You guys will probably know, but I think it's like AQA. I got burnt toast in my kitchen. James, Burnt Oak, Iceland. That's crazy. That's How many of you guys know about Hair by Michael in Burnt Oak? We've all been there, man. We've all been to Hair by Michael in Burnt Oak. I don't have a dog. I have a cat. When's English tier? I'm not sure when English is. Whenever your paper is for English, it'll be the day before. Burnt my hand off today. Unc, I did write ×2. Where? Oh, this. That was from the 2 pi r, the circumference of a circle. English is done. Okay, so there's no more cram courses for no more cram courses for English. Unc is a cat person. Daisy, you know this. I've literally shown you Chi-Chi like 100 times. That's crazy. Uthia, Polo. James, can you sign my Levers book? Happy to. If you guys are ever in London, I'm for sure can sign your Levers book. Davinda, my cat is at home. I'm at the studio right now. AFK thieves. I look like Joel from The Last of Us. I don't know who that is, but hopefully he's a cool guy. Onosi, let's see the cat. I don't have what is it? I'm not at home, but I can find a photo of her. And then we'll get started. Ayo, Google, man. Okay, let's see. Where's the cat? I literally never take photos, man. I only take photos of receipts. Oh my days. Let me search cat. Yeah, now my phone's bugging. I don't. Oh. That's her. Can you see her? She's like a... Have another one of her. She's funny, man. That's her. She's one color, that's it. She's and yellow eyes. Yeah, fully. Scary cat. She blends in. She's like the Batman cat. Okay, so guys, next thing is averages from tables discrete. So find the median and mean height from the frequency table below. How would you work out the median? We'll just do median first. What would you need to do? Amar, next year there will be a further maths A-level course. Yes, I got you. Nice, Bob. What's her name? Eamon Chichu. Not times, not for the median. Mohammed, good. We need to work out the cumulative frequency first. So the running total. Okay. So to find the median, guys, you always do the cumulative frequency. So the first three numbers are 173. Then we add 7. Yeah, 3 plus 7 is 10. 10 plus 9 is 19. Then plus 6 is 25, right? And then add 2, 27. Did I add that right? Yeah. So, what is the position of the median? What do you need to do here? Saded is my cat on our exam. It might be, you never know. Rishi, we'll see. Noradine, capture recapture could come up. It didn't come up in the first two papers from what I remember. It's a very simple concept. It just means the proportion in the population, the sample is the same. Zaresi, you're basically there. So we add 1, divide by 2. So guys, you do not just divide by 2. Nice, Bhavana. So you take 27, you add 1, divide by 2. This is listed data, okay? So for example, guys, with your hand, you have 5 fingers, right? The third finger is the middle finger. You do 5 plus 1 divided by 2, okay? So 5 plus 1 over 2 is 3, okay? So that is 28 over 2, which is 14. So which group is the 14th number? Abdul, will loci come up? Loci kind of came up in paper 2 with that circle shaded thing, if you guys remember. Guys, I just explained why we added 1. Dahlia will do the next example. Yo, Koalas. 177. So the 14th number is between the 10th and the 19th. So it's between. Okay. Which means that it is 177. The numbers in between the 10th and 19th number are all 177. Okay. How do we find the mean though? What do you mean? What do you mean? How do you work out the mean though? What do you need to do? We need to do... Well, we'll see. No, I didn't even know there was a dogs and cats question. Cred, you know about Skepta. Not many people know about the what do you mean, what do you mean. Only the OGs really know about that reference. Okay, so guys, we do need to add up all the numbers, but it's saying 3 numbers are 173. And instead of doing 173 plus 173 plus 173, just do 173 times 3. So we have to multiply all of these numbers together. Okay. Now, we call that column XF. Okay. We call that column XF, meaning X, these are your X values, and these are your frequencies. Okay. So instead of showing you guys all of this stuff, yeah, I'm just going to just do it myself. 519. 175 times 7. 1225. 177 times 9. 183. Shout out the 183 bus though. 376. Now to all these values, what do we need to do? Momo, I thought it was FX. XF, FX makes no difference. XY, YX makes no difference. Chinazam, yep. Okay, add them up. Good. So that's the sum of XF. All right, let's do that. What is that? Help me out, bro. We raising the grey boundaries out here. Let's go. Get that? And what do you have to divide that by? Zane, what do you have to divide that by? Alex, what? Nah, Farah, you're bargain. Zaresti, I'm going to do that in the next slide. Gab, good. We divide by the total frequency. Yeah, however many numbers there are. So you can do 4811 divided by 27. Probably going to have to do that to 1 dp or something. 178.2 or something. Centimeters. Okay. Do you guys want to know how you could check this in the exam? Check your answer. Do you want to see some cheat codes? But you have to promise me. You have to put promise in the chat. What's up, Armin Squared? You have to put promise in the chat that you are going to show all this working in the real exam if you do this. You have to put promise in the chat. This is going to guarantee that you get the right answer, okay? I need to see some promise. Promise me, man. All right, I love that. Guys, I'd appreciate if you hit the like button as well for the cheat codes. Okay, so what are you going to do? Most calculators will be the same here, all right? So what you're going to do is you're going to press the menu button. Okay, pinky promise. Okay, good. And what you're going to do is you're going to go to where it says statistics. Okay, depending on your calculator, it'll be somewhere. Okay, so go to the statistics. Press number 6 for me. And then obviously, maybe guys timestamp this wherever we are. This is 1 hour 41, so you can come back and rewatch it. Yeah. Then we're going to press number 1. Yeah, press number 1 for variable. Now, can you see here, guys, I have one column. Yeah, I have one column. I need to turn on the frequency column. To do that, I need to press Shift, Setup. You're going to press down. And can you see it says number 3, statistics? Press 3 and turn the frequency on. Now, can you see I have that? All right. Martini, that's it. 1 hour 41. Now, just type in your numbers. 173 equals 175 equals 177 equals 183 equals and 188. Okay. Then change the frequencies. 37962. Okay, so you can see I've just typed in the table into my calculator, right? Now from here, guys, all you do is you press AC, you press the option button, you press number 2, and there's your answer. Can you see the top number is the mean, 178.185, whatever. And then to find the median, you press down. Can you see it says med 177. Okay. And there you go. That's how you see if you've done it correctly. Okay. It's long, man. It's long if you're explaining, but I could do that in literally less than a minute. But when I'm talking and explaining, it's very different to just computation. Okay. So yeah, that's how you do the calculator. Obviously, you guys can flick back and watch that. I'm not going to show you guys again. Okay. So just rewatch that section to see Krish. No one's doing that. It's so long. Only an amateur would say that. Okay, the next thing, Abdul Rahman, where's setup? You press shift setup, shift menu. Whoops. Shift menu. There, that's where you get the setup. Okay, shift menu. All right. Next one is how do we do it with continuous variables? Okay, so to find the mean with grouped frequencies, what do you need to do? What is the hey, your cartilage, mate? You need to show a bit of patience, my guy. You need to show a bit of patience. So yeah, here we need the midpoint. So the thing about continuous data, guys, and frequency is we don't know how the frequencies are distributed within the groups. Okay. So we just average it and say, okay, we'll just take the midpoint. All right. Okay, so here we have 5. Here we have 15. Then here we have 30. And then here we have 50. And then we do the exact same thing. Okay. So we do XF. 5 times 8, 40. Oh, mate. 14 times 15, 210. And then 30 times 23, 690. 50 times 9. Do we really need a calculator for that? Maybe so. Don't do the calculator trick with group frequency, guys. It bugs out with continuous data. So the total, let's add them up. What's that? 40 plus 210 plus 690 plus 450. Bruh. 1390. And then we need to find the total frequency, right? What's that? 54. Okay. So the mean is 1390 divided by 54 is about 25.7-ish. Yeah, buddy. Remind me, for the median, what do we need to do? That's good calculator skills, guys. That's good calculator skills. Elan, that's what we're doing now. So FX, XF for mean. So before we do that, we need to do the cumulative frequency. Yeah, nice, Mohammed. So we do the cumulative frequency first before anything. Okay. So we start off with 8. Then we're going to add 14. What is that? 22. Add 23. What's that? 45. Then we add 9, which is, what, 54? Which we know that already, actually. Okay, it works. Now, for continuous data, guys, where is the median? So for continuous data, where is the median? Yo, Monty. Yo, Jude. That's crazy, Mahab. Before that S. Hey, yo, Chip, bro. That's crazy. That's OG saying right there. Okay, so good. Guys, when it is continuous, you do not add 1. Okay, the middle, if I said the length of, or the distance between 2 objects is 100 meters, and I said, where's halfway? You would say 50, right? You just divide straight away by 2, okay? So when it comes to continuous data, guys, so grouped is always continuous. You just straight divide by 2, n over 2. Yeah, is the 27th value. In which group is the 27th value? Yo, Jano. In which group is the 27th value? Apnaf. The third one, Matt. Yes. So the 27th value is between the 20... What? 22. I just put TH on everything. 22nd and the 45th. Okay, the 27th is between the 22nd and the 45th. Okay, which means it's in the third group because it's between 20 and 40. Now, guys, I did not say to work out the median group. Yeah, I said, what is the median? Okay, what is the approximate median? Do any of you guys know what the next process is? What do we need to do? Nice, Afia. What was the muscle memory? Zara, good. Linear interpolation. Linear interpolation. Okay. Now, Nick, did a bit of this in the last session. I'll do another bit. So if you want to see more linear interpolation, you can go to Nick's stream as well. My students, if you go to, I think it was December, we did it if you want to do more revision. But the median is the 27th value. We're going to use a number line to help us do this, okay? Now, the 27th value is between 22 and 45, okay? And we said the median was between 20 and 40, okay? Now, because we are we are on the same number line, the proportions are the same, okay? Meaning, the proportions are maintained, meaning this distance between m and 20 relative to this distance is the same as this distance relative to this one, okay? Now, when I say distance between two things, what are you doing to the two values? So guys, when you want to work out the distance between these two values, what do you do to them? So if you want to work out the distance between these two values, what do you need to do to them? What do you need to do to those values when you're finding the distance between them? Ishao, good, we subtract them, okay? So, what I'm saying is the distance between m and 20, yeah, the distance between them relative to the distance between 40 and 20 is the same as if we looked at the other side, okay? The distance between 27 and 22 relative to the group size of 45 and 22. Okay, that's linear interpolation. Okay, so we have m minus 20 divided by 40 minus 20 is 20 is, let's just type that in the calculator. What do we get? Cross multiply, Jonathan. Oh, God. 27 minus 22. Yeah, this is EDEXCEL. I don't know why you guys are saying, why is this EDEXCEL? Very standard type question. Finding the median from grouped frequency tables. So 5 over 23. Now, do we need this? I wouldn't be doing it with you if you didn't. Okay, so how do we arrange for m? How do you rearrange for m? What do you need to do first? Hey, Sully, you keep telling yourself that, my guy. Tiger, good. We multiply through by 20. Yeah, so we multiply through by that denominator, and then we add 20. So we have 5 over 23 times 20, and then we add 20. And then we type that in the calculator. What does that give you? Okay, what is that? 5 over 23 times 20 plus 20. Yeah, about 24.3. There you go. There's your answer. 24.3 centimeters. Okay. There we go. There we go. No, we don't need to cross multiply because we're rearranging for m. If you cross multiply, you'd end up getting 23m. So why would you do that? Okay. Trust me, you see. Calculator is short for calc, by the way. So it's quite an important question, guys. So finding the averages from grouped frequency tables. Okay. All right. Elite Yak, I'm cooked. That is a very informative comment you have put there. Thank you, man. All right. Solving with algebraic fractions. Okay, how would you guys go about solving this? Unique user. Non-calc means non-calculator. I'm dead. Said, like I said before, if it's grouped or not. Tiger, good stuff. So when we solve algebraic fractions, guys, what are we always trying to get rid of? What are we always trying to get rid of? So origami, we don't actually need to find a common denominator. Mohammed, good stuff. So before we even factorize, yeah, we always want to get rid of the denominator, right? Which means we need to multiply through by the denominators, okay? So we need to multiply through by these denominators. But the way they are written, guys, it is not a good idea to multiply through by everything. What should we be doing first? Yo, it's on. My guy, I'll see you tomorrow, man. Anyway, it's on. There's loads of papers online. Make sure you're doing them, yeah? No, we don't cross multiply, man. We should be doing something like Momo, good. We should be factorizing first. And this is great because when you factorize the denominator, what do you notice? What is that denominator? Jonathan, good. You notice that the denominator, I very tactically made it the product of the other two denominators, okay? Meaning, to get rid of all the denominators, all you need to do is multiply through by just x plus 9 and x plus 6. We do not need to cross multiply. Yeah, we don't do that around here. So I'm going to multiply everything by every single unique denominator. All right. This completely goes. We're left with 9. Here, the x plus 9 goes. So we get minus 2. X plus 6 is. Here, the x plus 6 goes. And then we're just left with x plus 9. And look at that, guys. Look how beautiful what we're left with is. Okay? That is clean right there, mate. Now respect it. Eliam said the big toe method. Hey, yo. We'll be doing big toe method next tomorrow's stream. Nil, I'll join tomorrow for A-level if you need any help. Ayo, thanks, Mohammed, man. Always need some help. Minus 2x, minus 2 times 6, minus 12 is x plus 9. Okay. What do you actually notice? You can do something on both sides that's really clean. Do you guys know what that is? Let's see if you notice. Something cool can happen. Tuned it for doing what? Yeah, good. You can cancel the 9. Okay. And now you rearrange. So we add the 2x to the side. Don't forget, guys, it's a minus 12 is 3x. So x equals minus 4, isn't it? Nice. Okay. Cancel them Johns. What does that even mean? Ethanos, for real. Ronan Keaton and it. Okay, so that's how we solve these kind of problems. All right. Now find y. What? Why? What are you talking about? Okay. Algebra and bounds. So the upper and lower bound stuff, guys, did not come up, right? When it says, here's a formula and two values have been rounded, and then by considering bounds, what do you need to do here? What do you need to do here? X, V, Y, Li. You hate these so much. Don't worry, I'll make sure you love it by the end of this one. W topic. Mammoth, nearly. So what are we actually doing? Why are we doing both? What are we trying to find here? Shit, bro. Imagine if none of this comes up. Loud, good. So we need to work out the upper and lower bound for V. Okay, so basically saying, look, A and B have been rounded. If we want to find out a true value for V up until a certain point, okay, you just need to work out its upper and lower bound and just see what they agree to, okay? So if I want V to be the upper bound, so if I want V to be as big as possible, what do you want about A and B? You can tell me like big divided by small, like big divided by big, small divided by small, that kind of thing. What would you want here if you want a division to be as big as possible? Serene is saying upper and lower. Oh, okay, I think that was the other question. Abdul is saying upper divided by lower. Tiger, big divided by small. We'll see, Ibrahim. Apnaf, okay, cool. Abdul as well. Unique user, okay. So guys, if you want a division to be as big as possible, okay, you want to start with a big number and you want to divide it by a very small number. What? SA? I randomly actually wrote the correct answer without even realizing. It'd be like that sometimes, man. It'd be like that. So you're going to start with a big number, divide by a small number. Okay. And then for the lower bound, it'll be the other way around. You want to start with a small number and then divide by a big number. Okay. So if we look at A, what would the upper and lower bounds be? What would the upper and lower bounds be for A? And there is a cheeky way of doing this. Floss, I have A-level maths tomorrow. Yep, 35, Stefan, good. And 25, unique user. So you basically just changed the 3 to 30, and then you added -5 to 30. So 6.4, 30 becomes 35. Now when you -5, it becomes 25. So 6.4, 25. So using that same idea, doing it for B, we have the upper bound. So make that 4t, added -5. So 5.51, 45. 5.51, 35. Okay. And then we just substitute in. So remember, guys, this was A and B. So you want the big value of A. So that's 6.435. I always tick this off to make sure I've used everything, right? Then the small b, OB, 1.35. Then for small A, 6.425. And 5.5145. Now, guys, write down both values and make sure that you write down everything. I mean, you don't have to write down absolutely everything, but you're going to have to write down a sufficient number of numbers. 435, 5.5135. There we go. But line up your digits. Okay, now we've got root of 6.425 over 5.5145. Okay. Whatever. Yeah. Now to 1SF, they are the same, right? They're both 1. To 2SF, so to 1SF, they're both 1. To 2SF, what are they? 1.1? So they agree. Yeah. And then the third one, to 3SF, we have 1.08. But to 4SF, they're different. This would be 1.080. And this would be 1.079, right? So they're not the same to 4SF. So they're the same to 3SF. Okay, so we need to write down a little explanation here, guys. So we're going to say both the UB and LB agree to 3SF, or you can say 2DP. Therefore, we can say V is about 1.08 to 3SF. As standard, guys, these are 5-mark questions in the exam. Okay, so you always have to do the best accuracy. meters per second. So I'm having, this isn't velocity. I know why you can see it kind of looks like it, but with that root, it definitely wouldn't be velocity. Okay. Next one. Chris, sir, isn't the lower bound for 6.43 going to be 6.42499999? Huh? That don't make sense. 6.4249, the lower bound. But to 2 decimal places, that's 6.42. That's not 6.43, right? All right, next one, cumulative frequency graphs. Something that, again, hasn't come up. They did box plots, but they haven't done cumulative frequency, have they? Okay. T, no. 3 marks is wild. The times of 60 runners was collected in the table below by first plotting a cumulative frequency graph, find the median and quartiles. So with all this stuff, guys, we have to do the cumulative frequency. It's in the name, isn't it? EA Sports, it's in the name. Right, so we start with 1, add 17, 18, add 23, what's that? 41? 53. And then we got 60. Okay, cool. Now, what is the first coordinate that you plot here? What is the first coordinate that you plot? Give me a coordinate. I need a coordinate here. Yo, Josh, for real. Lao, 40 what? So not 145. Tiger Good, 0, 45. But it's the other way around. 45, 0. So, guys, up to 40, there was no values. So that is your first value. Okay? But then you plot 45, 1, 50, 18, 55, 41. Because cumulative means up to, right? Okay, so you have 45, 1. So remember, guys, always plot that first value. All right. I also realized I got this mad shadow here. All right. It's kind of gone now. All right. So what we got? 1, 40, 45, 1. 50, 18. 1, 2, 3. We raising the gray boundaries out here. 55, 41, 60, 53, AO, and then 80, 60. Can you draw straight lines or does it need to be a curve? Unc, how tall am I? 150 centimeters. Straight line or curve? Okay, so, guys, when it comes to cumulative frequency, to avoid silly mistakes, always do straight lines, okay? Because people who do curves, ayo, the things I've seen, when people do curves, they do like this, okay? And then you're going to get no marks, okay? So, just stick with straight lines. Okay, both are fine, but if you draw an absolutely atrocious curve, you're just gonna, it's not looking good for you. All right. All right, so let's do straight lines to make sure that everything is neat. Okay. All right, all right. Yeah, why would you take the risk? Just do straight lines. Now, if I ask you to sketch a quadratic, Joe, where you do the tables, then you need to do a curve, right? Quadratics can't be drawn with straight lines, but cumulative frequencies can. In fact, you should be doing that. Brev. There you go. Dawid, how can 40 be 0? Because up to 40, there's no values. So up until 40 here, there's no values before that, right? Okay. Abdul Khalid, PowerPoint in the Big 25. That's crazy. And a Peppa Pig watcher telling me about PowerPoint. It's not looking good. So how do we find the median and quartiles? Pain, well, they wouldn't, because this is not a frequency polygon, right? Because you've not plotted the midpoints against the frequency. Yeah, so half n. So 60 divided by 2 is 30. Yeah. So now, guys, we're going to start drawing lines from 30. So the total frequency is 60. So we're going to divide by 2 to find the median. Then you divide by 2 to find the first quartile. Times that by 3 to work out the upper quartile. Okay. Right. So use a ruler, mate. Now, your answers should be very close to mine because we use straight lines. All right. I'll just do it like this. What do you guys get? I get something like about in the middle here, to be honest. That's like 52.5 for me. Might as well do all of them. All right, all right. I mean, I'm basically going to take that as like an exact value. Okay. It's defo a curve. Well, you're speaking to an examiner, so I think I know what I'm talking about. What you talking about? All right, there we go. So what's that? I said you can do a curve, but if you draw a rubbish curve, then you're going to get no marks. So the median there in the middle is 52.5. 52.5. I definitely would trust Nick to draw a nice curve. So 46, 47, 48, 49. And then Q3, 56, 57. Between 56 and 57, 56.5. Gee, man, I'm growing it, man. Going back to my old trim, man. Old trim. How many individuals ran a time less than 52 minutes? So what would you need to do here? Yes, Farah, I plotted the endpoints. Hashim, do you not find the time at 31, not 30? It's group frequency, so it's cumulative, right? So it's continuous, so you just divide straight by 2, isn't it? So Rudo, good. So we draw a line at 52. Yeah. Now I've kind of drawn that very close to the other ones, but the game's the game, man. All right, let's draw a line at 52. Where's that? Here. Yeah, range of values are accepted. What is that? In fact, let me just remove this just so I can see a bit better. What is that? What is that? 27? Yeah, 27. Is that the answer, or do we need to do something else? Would you guys say 27, or do we need to subtract or add or do anything like that? Payne, you got 28, that's fine. Yeah, about 28. So you don't need to do anything else, all right? So that 27, guys, I wanted less than 52. So less than 52 means we're going to do less than 27. So yeah, 27. Now for more than 47, mate, I'm basically just doing loads of questions in one. They wouldn't ask you this many in one question. I'm just I'm just doing like all the kind of cumulative frequency questions they can ask. All right, so here, guys. So that, when you read across, is, what is that? 7? So is the answer 7? Would the answer be 7? Zara, just round it to the closest one you can find. So yeah, if it was like in the middle, 7.5, I would just say 8. Holistic, good. So 60 minus 7. Because I wanted more than this value, I wanted more. We want more, meaning between 60 and 7. So you're going to do 60 minus 7 is 53. Okay. And then finally, if I just remove all this now, I don't think I'll be able to because I came off. Between 45 and 56. All right. Now for between, what do we need to do to the two values for between statements? Will this end up getting rid of all of them? No. For between statements, we would need to... What is it? 56. Where's that there? Get rid of this so you guys can see it better. About so. We knew that one already because it's going to be 1, right? So this here is 43, and that's 1. Lena, I agree. So if it's between, what are we going to need to do to these values? So we don't need that anymore. Good, Serene, we take them away, so that'll be 42. Yeah, so we do 43 minus 1. So yeah, here you go, guys. So that's how we do cumulative frequency questions. All right, good stuff, good stuff. Next thing is bearings. Bearings can get crazy. I can't lie. So B is 40 meters from C on a bearing of 30 degrees. A is 55 meters from C on a bearing of 315. Find the size of angle CAB. All right. So when you guys start reading the first sentence, what would you start putting here? You hate bearings. Damn, a lot of you guys hate bearings. Gotta change that mentality. We love bearings, Rayhan, for real. Kanemi, that's not the right attitude, man. Yo, nah, too many of you guys have been traumatized from bearings. My main course students love bearings, man. So baked potato, yep, we draw north. Mags, a vertical line at B. So B is 40 meters from C on a bearing of 30 degrees. Do you draw the north line at B or at C when you guys read that? Do you do bearings in A level? Yep. But the bearings we do at A level is the exact same, basically, as the bearings we do at GCSE. In fact, they don't really ask questions like this at A level. So good, guys, it's from C. So from C, we draw that north line. It is saying you need to rotate that north line clockwise 30 degrees so that it would be pointing at B. Okay. Then A is, and we had that 40 meters there. Then A is 55 meters from C on a bearing of 315. Meaning, if you rotate that north line all the way around, yeah, like this, that'd be 315 degrees. But what would be a better angle to indicate on our diagram? What would be a better angle to indicate? Thanks, Z. Neil does art and that. Lithme, how much harder is than GCSE maths is A-level maths? Year 12 is not that bad, but year 13 is significantly harder than year 12. So you guys are right. It's better to do the full circle and say that this is 45 degrees. Okay. The difference between 360 and 315. Okay, nice. Now let's see what the question is saying. Find the size of angle cab. Cab. Okay. Let's call it theta. What would you guys use to find theta? Sine rule. So my recommendation, guys, is don't deface this main diagram. Just do a quick new one. In the real exam, do a quick new one. Because now we can see that this is 75 degrees. This is 40. This is 55. Now, you guys are saying the sine rule. We can't do that just yet. What do we actually need to do? Zara, yeah. Zara Broccoli. That's a W name right there. We need to do the cosine rule first to work out this length, so then we can do the sine rule. Okay? So the cosine rule states a squared is b squared plus c squared minus 2bc cos a. Okay. Now, this is your capital A, this is your lowercase a, here's your b, and here's your c, yeah? Looking at the opposites. So we have x squared is b squared plus c squared minus 2b c cos 75. And then we need to root that. Okay. Guys, do not round the value. Make sure you're in degrees mode, yeah? All right, what we getting? What we getting? Let's all type this in. There we go. Wait, did I root that? Oh, I did, yeah. Okay. Now, we can use the answer button going forward, or you can store the value, okay? So I've shown you guys plenty of times how to store values, but I'm just going to use the answer button. So now that we have this, guys, I'm going to use the UNS button. We can use the cosine rule, okay? I mean the sine rule, sorry. So the sine rule says, if you take sine of an angle, sine of theta, and divide that by the opposite length, it is the same no matter how you look at it. Sine of 75 divided by the opposite length, which we're going to use the answer button. Okay. So, how do you rearrange for theta here? Amina, how do you store? There's a value, there's a button here that says STO. It depends on your calculator. But you press STO, then the button above it will store the number as A. Okay. So it's up to you if you want to do that, or you can use the answer button, which is still this. Ayo, Dominion, what are you doing here, man? You should be revising A levels. Yo. So yeah, we times by 40. That'll get rid of this. And then you do inverse sine. Ayo, not Dominion, man. Allow it. Okay, so theta is about, we'll round it. So we're going to do inverse sine of 40 sine 75 over the UNS. There we go. There's your answer. 40.9. There we go. That's a tough question. Now respect it. Find the bearing of C from B. So guys, where are you going to draw the north line? Sine. No, Julian. Etienne, is further A-level hard? That's a tougher question because your ability to be good at further maths A-level really depends on your normal maths. So if your normal maths calculus is very, very good, so differentiation, integration, further maths is actually really easy. So find the bearing of C from B. So from B north, and then bearings means how much you need to rotate that clockwise to be pointing at C. So I need to find that angle. I'll call it alpha, like you guys, Gen Alpha and that. What would you guys do first? TA, can you use UNS in the exam? Of course. Sana, should you take A-level maths? Absolutely. Everybody here is taking A-level maths. Arabica, how are you getting that? Tiger, good. So here we are going to use the co-interior angles rule. So guys, I need you to remember that when it comes to bearings, the co-interior angles rule always shows up. The co-interior angles rule says that the interior angles of parallel loins have to add up to 180. Yeah, so this will be 180 minus 30, which is 150. And now we can easily work out alpha. Yeah. So alpha is going to be angles around a point, 360 minus 150, which is 210. Nice. Easy peasy, squeeze the lemon. Okay. Nice, nice, nice. Trust me, Ridge. 210 bearing, indeed. What do you always have to remember when it comes to bearings and angles, guys? Adil, is further maths A-level doable without further maths GCSE? Absolutely. I didn't do further maths GCSE and I got an A-star in A-level further maths. 3 digits, Taj. Good. So remember, guys, this is 3 digits, all good. Yeah? All right. Quadratic simultaneous equations did not come up, so I'm going to show you the most extreme example of simultaneous equations, okay? How would you solve this? Ease topic. Well, it's worth a lot. Yes, Krish. I need to hear that. It's all good as well. XV, you beg these come up. I hope so as well. So yeah, we need to use substitution, which means we need to rearrange for either x or y in the linear equation, which is this one. Let's just rearrange for x. Can you guys rearrange for x for me? Hopefully you guys know how to rearrange, innit? And then we'll sub it for real. U sub, that's crazy. So to work out x, we're going to minus 3y, so we get 4 minus 3y. And then we have to divide by the coefficient. Good, is 2. Do not split the fraction, all right? Next thing is we're then going to substitute that into the first equation. So that goes in there. 4 minus 3y over 2 squared minus 3y squared is 13. Now with this, what do we have to make sure we do not forget to do? Because many students make this mistake all the time. What do we have to make sure we do not make the mistake of? Thanks, Sana. Jonathan, it really doesn't make a difference. Nice, Hashim, well done. So, guys, when we square it, many students just square the numerator. They write this, and then they write over 2, okay? You need to make sure you square the denominator as well. Now, from here, what would you guys do? What would you guys do next? Bruh. Rich, what do you mean over 4? Hashim, good. We should times everything by 4. So we get rid of all the denominators, mate. So that goes. We might as well start expanding this. So we square this, 16. 4 times minus 3 is minus 12y. Duplicate it, minus 24y. Then you square the last thing, 9y squared. But you guys can write out twice if you want. What is that? 52? Start simplifying. What is that? Minus 3y squared. Minus 24y. Plus 16 is 52. Would you move everything to the left or the right? Would you move everything to the left or the right? Right. Left. Right. Left or right? Right. Okay, good. So moving everything to the right, yeah, to make the minus y squared a positive one. The minus 3y squared goes to the other side to become 3y squared. In fact, my thing's set to top chat, live chat. Ah, there we go. My YouTube was bugging. Okay, so the minus 24y, when you move it to the other side, becomes plus 24y. And then the 16, you move it over. What's 52 minus 16? 52 minus 16 is 36. All right, what would you guys do next? Esther, it just came from expanding the bracket. You can do what? What's the next thing that you would do? Nice, Zara. So a lot of students would be thinking, okay, let's factorize this, okay? Oi method, but we should be dividing everything by 3 first. Okay, make your life easier. So you have y squared. We have, what is that? 8 and 12. All right, now that is really easy to factorize. Easy peasy, squeeze the lemon. That's what, 6 and 2, right? Plus 6 plus 2. So what are my 2 solutions? What are my 2 solutions, Mike? Travis Scott, I don't actually have one. Yo, Afri. Isabel, minus 2, no? Minus 6, definitely one of them. So yeah, either y plus 6 is 0, so you move the 6 over, you'd get y is minus 6. Mustafa, good. Or you move the 2 over, y is minus 2. Then we have to plug it in to find x. So we have 4 minus 3, y is minus 6 over 2. Can someone simplify that, please? Thank you, Dinkerson. Minus 2 over 2. What's that? Like 11 or something. Oh, you allow it, Travis, man. Travis! And then we've got 6, 10, 5. I think that's right. Thanks, Path. So 11 minus 6 and 5 minus 2. Now, because it's a really nice quadratic to solve, something like this would be like 5 or 6 marks. I think most likely 6, but it could be very easily 5 mark. Okay. All right, let's go. Congruence. Congruence hasn't come up yet. This is one of my favorite questions. Before we go through the actual question, what are the 4 ways in which you can prove congruence? For sure, Julian. Hey, Uma, you're violin. Neil Armstrong's crazy. Right, because when you do simultaneous equations, you're finding the coordinates of where 2 curves or lines or whatever meet each other. So, Cypher, good. Asa. SAS, so Suarez and Sturridge, if you're a Liverpool fan. Then we got Asa. NASA. Now, this, guys, can be any order, okay? So, AAS as well, or if you read it backwards, Saw, Leviosa. We do have snake. Yeah, you're a snake. And then we have right-hand side. Okay, so we're going to be thinking about these ones, all right? All right. So we have these 2 squares, ABCD, so the big square, and EFHG, the smaller rotated square, okay? If angle CBF is X, prove that the triangles AB and CBF are congruent. Okay, AB or Arbe, if any of you guys are Somalian. And then we got CBF. Okay. CBF. So you basically need to tell me what things are the same between Arbe and CBF. What is the same between them? Hams. Jonathan, RHS, it could be. It could be. But what he's basically saying. Crown King, yes, so there is a right angle. So this angle here is a right angle because it's next to the square, right? So if that square is a right angle, then we have another right angle there. Then we have a right angle here. Now, with that, guys, I'm not going to just say it's R. I'm going to say it's an angle as well. It's A or R. Yeah, so it could be A, it could be R. All right. What else is the same between them? Game light. Good. AB is the same as BC. Okay. Is it possible to show any other two sides are the same? Is it possible to find the other sides and say that the other sides are the same? What do you guys think? True or false? Same hypotenuse. Which is, so that here, guys, is true. This is a side or a hypotenuse. Okay, so it could be a side or it could be a hypotenuse, depending on how we want to prove this. So, Hallie, you're right. The answer is no, guys. I can't show, I don't know how to explain that this is the same as this, or this is the same as this. How are you going to show that? Okay, so it's going to have to be another angle. And the kind of giveaway, guys, is I did give you X. Okay, so you need to explain why, you know, another angle is X. Which one is it? Is it the one at A or is it the one at B? That would be X. Which one would be X? So we can't prove any other lengths are the same. Righty, exactly, is A. Because this would be 90 minus X. Yeah, because this is a right angle, right? Which means that this is then X because we have that other right angle. Okay. So that is an angle. Okay. So what are we going to use? So we've said, can we use RHS here? Are we using RHS or is it not? Yes, it's this one. It's two angles and a side. It's not RHS because we can't prove with two sides, isn't it? Okay. So let's go back and state what we said. We have an angle, side. So guys, the way you explain this, it's not ASA. So guys, it's not ASA. The two angles that we have shown are next to each other. So if you say ASA, yeah, you'll get wrong, right? So let's just explain now what we've done. So we're going to say this angle here is the same as this one. So AEB equals CFB equals 90 degrees. But that is an angle. Yeah, we're not doing RHS. Then we're going to say that this angle here, which is EAB, is X over here, which is FBC, is X. That's another angle. And then finally, we have AB equals AC, which is a side. So we're going to say congruent. So guys, the order does matter. So it's AAS, not ASA. Okay, it's not ASA. That order is incorrect. Yeah, guys, you could do 90 minus X. You could have done this to be 90 minus X and said this is the same as this. That's completely fine. Okay. If you did that, it would be ASA. Okay. So, guys, if you did the 90 minus X way, you would have an AS and A. So that's fine. That is ASA. But the way we proved it is AAS. Okay. Nice. Algebra and ratios. So something like this hasn't come up. This is a very interesting question. The ratio of Tyler's age to Neil's age is X to Y. 10 years ago, the ratio of their ages was 1 to 3. In 5 years' time, the ratio of their ages will be 7:11. Find Tyler's and Neil's age. And my main course students, if you do want to practice more of this, I did just release another paper. If you do want to do a last minute practice, a question like this, okay? So the ratio is X to Y. 10 years ago. Yes, that means we're subtracting 10 from our ages. The ages are now 1 to 3. Now, what did I tell you guys to think about when it comes to ratio? When it comes to ratio, what are we thinking about? Zara, in the May module, is Calc 5. So Calc 4, Calc 5. Sophian, good. So it's division. Ayo, nah, Daniel, your violin is 60. So ratio, guys, just means divide. It's a divide symbol. So it's saying X minus 10 divided by Y minus 10 is 1 divided by 3. And now we are going to the Eastern Europeans. Exactly. That's how I taught the main course students. They use the ratio symbol to represent division. Love that. Some people are probably thinking, why is everybody spamming Eastern Europeans? It's because in East Europe, they use the ratio symbol to represent division. Okay. So now, guys, we get rid of the denominators by multiplying through by both 3 and y minus 10. So the y minus 10s cancel. We have 3x minus 30. Is the 3's cancel? We're just left with y minus 10. Okay. How would you rewrite this? How would you rewrite this? Because I think some of you guys did mention earlier, like, what we're going to end up doing here. Why did I minus 10? Because it was 10 years ago. Akshobia, you could do it that way. Yeah, if you want to do a substitution method. Yeah, so we can add that over. No problem. So you would be adding 10 there, right? So that'll be minus 20 is y. Yeah, fine, if you guys want to do that. You could rearrange and put the y on one side and numbers on the other and do simultaneous equations that way. But if you guys want to do it this way, no problem. Now, in 5 years' time, so that's going to be x plus 5. This is objectively inaccurate. Hey, yo, that's crazy. In 5 years' time is 711. Again, we change it to divide. X plus 5 divided by y plus 5 is 7 divided by 11. Guys, we do the exact same thing. Yeah, so we're going to do something cheeky here. You'll be doing 11 lots of x plus 11 lots of 5. Just expanding the bracket. 7 lots of y and 7 lots of 5, 35. Okay. All right. Cross multiply, never that. Who said that? I don't know what you're talking about. I'm just showing you the working out over here. Yeah, it's just doing the same thing. Okay. Here we're going to, I guess, subtract the 35. It doesn't really matter from here, but I guess we might as well just minus the 35 there. Jarmes, I don't know what you're talking about. 11x. There, no cross multiplication was done there. Okay. Okay. I multiplied through by both denominators. Let's be real here. You guys are starting to upgrade to A level now. So maybe I'll start accepting you doing a cross multiplication and that, innit? So, all right. So substitution. We're going to replace the y here. We're doing simultaneous equations. We have 11x plus 20. Nick, I don't hate cross multiplying. It's just students abuse it and then they get questions wrong. I've done it many times with my GCSE students. I've tricked them so much. Easy. It's too easy to trick you guys. So replacing y with 3x minus 20. We now need to expand. 11x. Aman, if you're going to do 11 A-level maths, then I won't mind you doing cross multiplication. Because at A-levels, you're at less risk of making silly mistakes. Okay, what are we getting here, guys? So we're going to minus 11x. And we're going to add 140. So we get 10x is, what is that, 160? X is 10. So that's Tyler's age. Wait, no, what? I meant 16. Come on. And then... Leo's age. Y equals 3x minus 20. 48 minus 20, 28. There you go. There you go. There you go. Hey, yo, let's move on. No, Cred, that's not what it says. I'm stressing. All right, next one is Venn diagrams and that. Unk is not 48. What are you talking about? Unbelievable. It's not looking good. It's not looking good. Hello, is y not equal to 10? No. It might have been when I wrote the question. Might have been when I wrote the question, innit? Unk is lying. It's not looking good, is it? I told you, Monty, I'm 150 centimeters, man. Okay, who knows? Here's a Venn diagram, guys. We've got a bunch of numbers. So we got 3 numbers in here, 1 number in here, 4 numbers in here. What is the probability of finding a number in this? What does that mean? So this is set notation. What does that mean? Not anymore, Isabel. Not anymore. Yo, Wayne Rooney. A intersection, not B. Good. So this is A and not B. So the N means and. So this is A and not B. So guys, what's the probability of finding a number in A and not B? Well, Gito, I do need to hit the gym, man. I'm slacking. Barra's saying 3/10. So it has to be in A and not in B. So it's true. A, so it has to be in A, but not in B. There's 3 numbers. Yeah, there's 3 numbers out of 10. Nice. Okay. What's the probability of not A? Now, this means or not B. Okay. How many numbers? Let's see if you guys can see it first. This is a hard question. Not A or not B. What do you guys think? How many items are in not A or not B? Okay, I'm seeing... Now, guys, it can't be 2 over 10. 2 over 10, this is one number. This is one number. So either you're saying it's 1 out of 10, or you're saying the only thing I can think of that's 2 out of 10 is this. But that, guys, this is not A and not B. So 2 out of 10 is not A and not B, not or. And this is where Neil does trickery, strikes again. Okay, this is why you guys are here, right? We're raising the grey boundaries out here. I did release a video, I think today actually, on TikTok. Sanjay's got it, and Ray. Let me show you guys what you do in the exam if you want to know what region it is. Okay, so you draw your Venn diagram. Don't ruin it. You have A and B. Look at those beautiful circles. Now, what you're going to do is you're going to shade not A with one diagonal. Not A is everything on the outside of A, right? So, guys, with one diagonal, one direction diagonal, stay outside of the circle of A. Okay? So that is not A. Then we're going to do not B. Not B is everything on the outside of B. So be very careful, guys. Stay outside of B. Yeah, stay outside of B. Now, if you have N, yeah, that's and, right? You're looking for the overlap. If it's U, you want anything shaded. Yeah? So in our case, it's U. So we want anything shaded. In fact, you want everything apart from the middle. Yeah? So B is anything except the middle. In the middle. So you want everything apart from one number. Yes, it's 9 out of 10. Okay? So the only thing you don't want is this. So the answer is 9 out of 10. Okay? That's a tough question. Okay? If it's not A, would it not count the overlap? I mean, we did not A. I did in blue. Okay? So not A is outside of the overlap. You can see it here. Yeah? Now, part B. What is that? What does that say? What is that? Aravinth, I know what you're doing there, but we don't need to use that here. What is it in words? Good, Zaresi. It is B given A. Okay. So this is B. What's the probability of B given A? Okay. Which means we are restricting our probability. So James is saying 1/4. So what I'm saying here, guys, is given A, yeah, given we are in the circle of A, what's the probability of finding an item that is B as well? So I'm answering 1/4. S is 1/4. Good. The only thing, guys, that is B in the circle of A is 2. That is one item out of 4 in total. That's one item out of 4 in total. So yeah, it's a given statement. Okay, so guys, that's set notation. Okay, that's set notation. So I'd recommend you guys rewatch my explanation for part B. Okay, the final thing we need to go over today, guys, is vectors. You know, it's quite likely they're going to ask vectors, but you never know. Yeah. Those of you saying explain B again, just rewatch it. This is recorded. You can watch it back as many times as you want. Okay. So it says OAB is a triangle. O to N is 17A plus 4B. O to B is 10B minus 4A. N is on AB such that the ratio of N to NB is 2 to 3. Find the vector O to A. Okay, so with all these questions, guys, always write down this live stream's for Peppa Pig watchers. Even that's crazy. Yo, like the video if you're not a Peppa Pig watcher. Maybe you're a Cocomelon watcher. How are we going to go from O to A, guys? What's the route? Tiger's saying OBBA. Could do. I think there's a quicker way. Although my YouTube's bugging is still saying the likes are fixed at 200, which is kind of crazy. 200 likes, fair play. Fair play, guys. Even though this is for free, I still appreciate you guys turning up, man. Hopefully it's helping you guys out. Yeah, I'd go from O to N, then N to A. Okay. So O to N, and then N to A. Okay. It's nearly at 800. Oh, nice. I don't know why YouTube's saying it's at 200, but it's still at 200 likes, Unk. I appreciate it, guys. Hopefully this stream has helped you out, giving you a little bit more confidence. I still watch Baby Shark. I mean, I do have young nieces, but now we do have O to N. The problem is N to A. Somehow we need to find 855. Nice. Maybe we can get it to 1,000 before the end of the stream. That'll be a big W for the community, man. So how are we going to find N to A, though? How do we find N to A? I did used to watch Thomas the Tank Engine. Thanks for the updates. Amy, you need to find A to B. Now, finding A to B is tough. What could we find, though? What could we find? STL, good. Find BN. So we're going up, right? So we could find B to N. And then we could do a bit of scaling here, right? Now, to go from B to N, yeah, we're going to go this way and then this way. Yeah. Now, BO, body odor, is we're going to do the negative of this, right? So that'll be minus 10B plus 4A. And then we're going 17A. 17A plus 4B. Okay. So this is BO. And then ON. Okay. So BN is, what is that? 4A plus 17A is, do I know 1? What's 9 plus 10? Minus 10B plus 4B is minus 6B. Okay, now, what do we do with BN to get NA? Thanks, Senji. Nightbot's bugging, is it? Chipbro, 2/5. Is it true, guys? Is NA 2/5 of BN? Leon saying is 2/3. Evolution saying is 2/3. Okay, so B to N, guys. B to N is worth 3 parts. NA is worth 2 parts. Okay. So we need to work out 1 part. Yeah, so we can divide by 3. Yeah, so we can divide by 3. And then we need to double it. So it's 2/3. Yeah, because guys, we are scaling internally. We are not scaling the whole line. We haven't found A to B. So NA is 2/5 of AB. But we have not found AB. We found BN. So it's 2/3 of 21A minus 6B. But yeah, most students would say 2/5, okay? So what is that? 14A minus 4B. Is that right? Thanks, Hallie, for the autobiography. So O to A is ON, which was 17A plus 4B. Big plus NA, not applicable, which is 14A minus 4B, which simplifies beautifully, mate. What is that? 31A. Look at that. Now respect it. Okay. That would still be regarded as a tough question. Okay. Next one. Right, this is another beauty. I did something similar in Cram Course 1. I did more vectors questions in Cram Course 1, guys. If you want to go back to that, it's up to you. Okay. So it says OAC, OMB, APB are straight lines. A to C is two lots of OA. M is the midpoint of OB. A to P is KAB. O to A is A. O to B is B, where K is a scalar quantity. Given that MPC is a straight line, find the value of K. Okay. Now, thanks, Sarah. 960. Thank you, guys. When it says MPC is a straight line, what does that mean? What would you say here? What does that mean? MPC is a straight line. Zane, I've made many videos on vectors. It's whether students have watched or not. Most likely not. So, Tiger, they're scalar multiples of each other. Which two vectors would you say are scalar multiples? Musa? NP? Do you mean MP? MP and what? MP and... I'm an NPC. Maybe I am. Maybe. Now, guys, don't do PC. That's not a good way to do it because that is such a hard vector to find. MC is a much easier vector to find, okay? So MP and MC are parallel. Yeah, if they're on the same straight line, they must be parallel to each other, okay? Now, you can work out MC super easy. First, you need to tell me what AC is. What is that? What is AC? AC is? Neil does politics. I don't know. Don't think so about that. RD, do we do this at A level? Kind of, but not really. We do have questions similar to this. We do like intersecting diagonals and finding the ratios in which they split each other. Okay, good. So guys, A to C is two lots of OA. So if OA is A, this is 2A. So MC would be to go here, which is minus a half B. Yeah, because OB is B, so this will be minus a half B plus 3A, right? So MC, sorry, is 3A minus a half B. What would you recommend I do here? Because of parallel and all that stuff, there's something nice we can do here. Good, Wayne Rooney. We factorize the half. When you factorize the half, guys, you double everything on the inside. Yeah? So it becomes 6A minus B. So basically, both the vectors we're going to find have to be parallel to 6A minus B. It's just going to make our lives a lot easier. Okay? Now let's find MP. Can you guys tell me what the pathway we should take is to go from M to P? Wayne Rooney doing his GCSEs at 50. My guy, Wayne Rooney. Let's go. One of the OGs. One of the OGs for real, for real. Okay, well done, Tiger, Zane. So we're going to go MO, OA, AP. Now, it might look at first observation that, guys, going MB, BP is easier. But in the question, guys, look at what I gave you. I gave you AP. I gave you this vector. So we're going to have to utilize that to find K, which means we have to go round, okay? So you're going to go Mo, OA, and AP. Now, Mo is minus a half B. OA is A. And AP is KAB. Okay. Guys, using the diagram, what is A to B? So using the diagram, what is A to B? Bricky. I'll just remove this so you guys can see things a little bit nicer. What is A to B? Serene. Cool. Deech. Good. So we're going minus A plus B. Yeah, B minus A. So obviously we're going to expand that. So we have minus a half B plus A. Then we have KB. KB minus KA. Shout out KA, one of the best drinks of all time. Now, what do we need to do here? What do we need to do here? Do we just leave it like this? Factorize. Good. So we need to collect the like terms, all right? So here, yo, Sonny, Lund Gang, let's go. So we factorize the A's. Yeah, so we need to see the explicit coefficient of A. What's my favorite? KA flavor, grape. It's not even a competition. So when you factorize, you got 1A minus KA, sorry. And then we do the same thing with B. Okay. When you factorize out the B's, guys, we have K. We have K. Then we have minus a half B, right? All right. Now, guys, these two vectors are parallel. Strawberry is decent. What can you guys tell me generally if these two things are parallel? If they're both multiples of 6A minus B, what must be true? Trust me, Rudo. When you compare them, guys, what can you tell me? What's the connection between the coefficient of A and the coefficient of B? 987 likes. We're so close. Cypher, what are multiples? What are multiples? So the way you phrase it is you say the coefficient of A is, nice S, is minus 6 times the coefficient of B. So guys, look at this. Can you see the coefficient of A here is 6 and this is minus 1? If they're parallel, that ratio needs to be maintained. So if you take the coefficient of B, it's 1K. That's a W, man. Hey, yo, guys, I appreciate it. Big respect to all of you guys. Thank you, thank you. I'm glad it's helping you guys out. You guys are going to be raising the grade boundaries. I can't lie. We're not here to do easy questions. I'm here to make sure you guys see the realistic nature of exams, okay? So what we said, guys, the coefficient of B, we times it by minus 1, and we get, minus 6, my bad. So the coefficient of B, guys, you times it by minus 6, and you get the coefficient of A, because that's minus 1, right? Minus 1 times minus 6 gives you plus 6. So that's the same thing here. If you take the coefficient of B and times it by minus 6, you get the coefficient of A. Okay? So the coefficient of A is 1 minus K is minus 6 times this. And now we solve for K. The grade boundaries have been raised just for you guys. But everybody else who's not in this, they're lowering the grade boundaries, so it's all good. Minus 6K. Minus 6 times minus half is a plus 3. And then we rearrange. So we add 6K. Okay, and then we'll minus the 1. So that's 5K is 2. Divide both sides by 5, 2/5. Laurie, why is it minus 6? Because it's a negative B. Can you see here it's negative? That's why I times by minus 6. If it was 6A plus B, then it would just be times by 6. Okay? Okay. Yeah, and if you're here, you're raising your own grade boundary, but people who are not here are lowering the grade boundaries. Let everyone else just practice circle theorems for 6 hours. Okay, let me show you guys another example how we do it. On my channel, guys, I have loads of vectors questions, and I did loads of vectors questions in the first Cram course, okay? So we're going to practice that same skill again. So the 6 came from Ocean Cookie from factorizing out the half. Okay. So O to A is A in this trapezium. O to A is A. A to B is B. So this full length. Don't deface this, guys. We're going to call that B. And then OC is B minus A. Okay. Find the vector CB. All right, guys. You should be able to do that nice and easy. I think this is the last question, by the way. Hashim's getting 2A. Arshin, AQA is greater than EDEXCEL. Maybe. I guess that's up for debate. Maybe. EDEXCEL is definitely more popular for maths, though. So do you guys agree with it being 2A? Sifna is saying 2B. Sam 2B. Michaela 2B. So the only way to go from C to B is going this way, right? Okay. So with CB, we're going up B minus A. Yeah, following the arrows. Then we're going along A. And then we're going down B. Okay. So yeah, the A's cancel. And we get 2B. Okay. To be or not to be. Although, I don't know if I've switched the... I think I've switched the letters around. It should be A minus B. O to... Oh, damn. Guys, I read my own question wrong. O to C is B minus A. So C to O is what? Okay, guys, I'm bugging. I've read my own question wrong. Hey, yo, guys, we've been streaming for over 3 hours. Allow me, yeah? So, the other way is A minus B, right? My bad. My bad, my bad. So it's A minus B like that. So... Let me get rid of that. What is actually? What is actually? Silly Billy. Hey, yo, allow me, man. Allow me, allow me. Allow me, man, to get rowdy. Okay, what does that actually simplify to? Yes, 2A. You kind of knew that it was going to be wrong because it should be parallel to A, right? So yeah, 2A. All right. Told me. I'm just making sure you guys are still awake, innit? All right, here's the juicy question. Hey, yo, Tanvir, this guy, I swear down, better watch it. I still got your dad's business card. I'll give him a ring later on. I'll tell him about your progress. M is the midpoint of AB, so that must mean that these are both half B. Okay. N is the point on such that Cn is n to 1. Okay. OMB is a straight line. Okay, that's the most important piece of information. If ONB is a straight line, guys, what must be true? What is this useful for year 2 sats? It is. It is. Common multiple. Laurie, CNM is a straight line. It is, yep. So dev ON is a multiple of OB. Good. So guys, like before, O to N is a multiple of the full vector OB. Yeah, so ON is parallel, so a multiple of to OB. Now guys, OB is very easy to find. Yo, EV Pig, what are you saying? What is the vector O to B? OB. What is the vector OB? You just follow the diagram. Mags, it doesn't tell you what N is. That's what we're trying to find. Yo, spec. Sam, good, A plus B. So we're going A plus B. Now, this is even nicer, guys. The coefficients of A and B are the same. So it's up to us to find O to N. Okay. Guys, how do you go from O to N? Can you lay out the pathway for me? So first lay out the path to go from O to A. Let me change this to what it was before. So O to C is B minus A. How do you go from O to N? OCCN, Dogan. OCCN, good. Okay. OC is B minus A. What can you guys tell me about the vector Cn? This is the main part of the question. So guys, this vector, what is that? What is the fraction of the whole line? More fraction. Dev, good stuff. Giovanni, welcome back, man. You've been quiet all lesson. Bro's been lurking. So guys, C to N is N parts out of a total of N plus 1. Of Cm. Yeah, of that vector C to M. Alright? What is the vector C to M now? So this is why you need to make a plan. You have to make a plan for these questions. This is GCSE on steroids, man. This is GCSE on roids, mate. Cn is Cn. Sure. Darren, 3 over 2b. Diebler, 2a minus half b. So to go from C to M, guys, we can just go here, 2a. And then we can go backwards, minus a half b. Yep. Good stuff. And now let's start expanding. So you have b minus a plus n over n plus 1 times 2. That goes to the numerator. 2n over n plus 1. A. And then all we got. We have n over n plus 1 times a half, right? Hey, yo, Darren, you don't need to apologize. We get minus 1 times n is n over 2 lots of n plus 1. I'll leave it factorized like this. Okay, don't expand it just yet. What would you guys do next? What's the next thing that we always do? Next thing. Ishmael, what do you mean, break it? Jonathan, good. Collect the A's and B's by factorizing. Okay, so we open a big bracket. A. So, that is here. That's these two, right? So there, you're just going to write down the coefficients. So you have minus 1 and 2n over n plus 1. I would write that first. And then doing the same thing for the coefficient of b's. We have 1b. And then we have minus n over 2n plus 1. Okay. Now, there's a couple of things we could do here. I'm going to do it a slightly different way in terms of solving this. But when you look at this, guys, what did we say about the coefficient of a and b if these two vectors are parallel? If these two vectors are parallel, what has to be true about the coefficients of a and b? Jonathan, exactly, because the coefficients of a and b are the same. Yeah, so guys, they're both 1, aren't they? So it means that the coefficient of a and b are the same. Okay, so we can do the same thing here. We're going to make these the same. We're going to equate them. So we have 2n over n plus 1 minus 1 equals 1 minus n over 2n plus 1. Okay. Now, what would you guys... So my first recommendation, guys, is before we start getting rid of denominators, let's add the 1 over here. Yeah. So move the 1 over so we have 2 minus all of this. But what would you guys multiply through by to get rid of denominators now? What would you do everywhere? Tiger m plus 1. Is that it? Laurie, is that it? Taj, good. Don't forget 2, guys. There is a 2 in the denominator as well. S, good. So, guys, we have to get rid of the 2 and the n plus 1. So, the 2 and the n plus 1. The 2 and the n plus 1. That cancels. 2 times 2n is 4n. 2 times 2 is 4, lots of n plus 1. And here this just cancels completely. And now, finally, we can expand. So can we go over different derivatives and partial fractions? FPOC. That would be the dream, man. Now, guys, when I expand this, what do you notice happens? IBR, why did I quit? Because they're parallel. These two vectors are parallel, so their coefficients have to be the same. Anyway, Isabella, you don't need to be here, Mike. This stream is free, so... Tiger, good. The 4 ends cancel. Yeah, because they're the same on both sides. So this is 0. And then we add the n over. N is 4. And there you go. Okay. And that is a 5-mark question. Part A was a 1-marker. And part B was a 5-marker. So guys, make sure you check the other vectors questions that I've done on my channel. And then the other questions that I've done on the first Cram course. I've done loads. I've done loads of questions like this. So, Sanket, for if they weren't the same, that's what I did here. So make sure you check out this question. And that's it, guys. That concludes everything, really, the main questions that did not come up in the first 2 papers for EDEXCEL. So I would just like to say, guys, remember there is other Cram courses completely free that are happening the day before. If you want to sign up, link is in the description. Don't forget the free resources. You will get an email if you guys want to leave a review. If you guys have any questions, feel free to leave them here. Remember to scan this, guys, before you leave. But guys, I'd like to say thank you for joining me. Hopefully this has been valuable to you. I'd appreciate if you hit the like button before you leave. Remember, you can watch this back as many times as you want. Unfortunately, this is the last stream we have together for a very long time, unless you do A-levels. It has been a pleasure. It has been an absolute pleasure. My recommendation really now to you guys is to just get some sleep, man. Guys, go to sleep. Have a nice dinner. I'm going to have me some chicken, broccoli, rice, then do some camo grinds on COD. But I look forward to seeing a lot of you guys in A-levels. Miss you guys too already, man. I miss you guys too. You've made all of this very enjoyable. But I respect the hustle. I respect the grind you guys have put into all of this, okay? So you deserve the results that you get because you have worked really hard. So I always respect. What COD am I playing? Black Ops 6. So yeah, I'm just camo grinding for the dark matter. But guys, let me know how you do. Yeah, make sure you message me on TikTok and stuff like that. I'll have like a video as a forum for you guys to let me know how your exam went. But make sure you guys stay as relaxed as possible. Don't do too much in the morning. I'm pretty sure it's a morning exam. So I'm definitely not getting Black Ops 7. It looks rubbish. I'm not going on wall running and all that. No, he should be revising. I mean, you guys can revise if you want, but I recommend that you get some sleep. Don't forget the bold thing. Yes, if anybody gets 100% on my main course, they'll have an opportunity to give me a buzz cut. But yeah, guys. Yeah, Laura, I'll see you in A-levels for sure. Don't forget to move over to the Neil Does Maths TikTok. That means you guys are upgrading. Joy, you've been there since September. Hopefully you get 100%. But Jess, I'm glad I've been helpful. Miss you gang already, for sure. See you guys. See you. Grazie. Grazie mille. 100%, 100%. Yes, Sonny French. We'll have further maths next year. I'll see a lot of you for A-levels. So once again, leak the paper. I would never do such a thing. I don't even work in a school anymore. But guys, yes, well done again. Wish you all the best. Hopefully I'll see you guys for A-levels as well. Stay in touch. Well done again for the grind. Miss you guys already. And yeah, see you guys on the other side. Peace out. Good night. There are going to be summer school. So guys, there will be a summer school for those of you going into A-levels, biology, all the sciences, maths, English, all of that stuff. So Had a yes, the video here, guys. You can rewatch it as much as you want. Okay. Miss you guys already, for real, for real. Okay, you guys need to go to sleep. Yeah, go to sleep, go to sleep. I'll see you guys after your exam. Okay. Peace out, guys. Good night. Thank you again. Well done. And I'd appreciate if you hit the like button before you leave if you haven't done already. Thank you again for the over 1,000 likes. You guys are the greatest community ever. See you guys. Good night. Nice.